Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we today? A little bit earlier in the day than the usual. Thank you for throwing things at me already. I guess that functions as a greeting. Hello, welcome to class. I hope you have your pencils and your paper and your, or I guess your drawing implements for your screen tablet or whatever it may be that you're doing for digital art. Finally, no midnight streams. Yeah, this is a European, more friendly time zone, hopefully. But hi, I'm Squiiji, freelance artist, fungi, and art educator. And today we're gonna do some figure drawing. But first, can I take attendance? Is everybody here? Are we ready? Are we prepared? Yeah, Euro people, yeah! Over a third of my Discord server is Euro time zone. So I was like, you know, I gotta give you guys something better. I really appreciate you all for being the VOD watchers that you are, but I wanna give you all something more. There we go, yeah, redeem your years, redeem your years. Billy, hi Power Gap, hi Zephyrin, hi Guppy, hi Zelf, I see you there too. Hi Sky and I like you guys do 07 for the hears on YouTube. Hi Rem Applesauce, hi local Della Esquino. Oh my gosh, Jirax, Marshmallow Bears, Koyo Ni, Mixed Star Silk, which also thank you for following. Soft, also thank you for following. I don't understand. Twitch is here. Delicia is here. Pain, hello. By MK, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for coming here earlier. For my EST people, are we all awake? Are we all awake? It's 3 o'clock. We'll see. So, game plan for today is that I'm going to first kind of go over some of like the basics of, you know, the skills that we will use in figure drawing. Then I'll go through some of sort of the levels that we can use when you're trying to break down a pose to work on it. And then we'll go into some actual drawings where we can all do some drawings together. We'll do some like real quick like pose warm-ups together, and then we'll do a longer drawing together with the added goal of, you know, we can take that drawing that we're doing at the end in that pose, and then you all can draw it as yourself, as a character you like, or anything like that. And I am setting up actually I forgot to hit the button that makes it go live. I'll do it in like a minute here. A channel in the Discord where you can post, or it's like a thread in the Discord where you can post all of them, and then next week we'll look at them all, and I'll take a look at all your lovely little drawings we made here together and see how fun it is to see that even though we may have been drawing the same pose or something, we all get very unique, cool interpretations of something, right? Present, you just woke up. Go work, alive to thrive. You are thriving, you are awake. Thank you for following Arcvisec, haha. 9 p.m. where you live, oh man. Yeah, I guess it is evening-er still for EU, but if I start doing things any earlier, I don't get my work done early enough in the day. Hi, Baroque! Lots of yippies, yeah. Take notes, but you're fan arting pretty hard right now. Do the homework, though. You don't have to. If you just want to listen along while I'm teaching it, that is also okay, but it is also fun to participate if you like. But you are by no means required. Oak Trader, Oak, you're being called out by the Twitch chat, but I think Oak is over here because Oak wants their whatchamacallit, little SHROOMATE that's on the chat over there. 8 p.m. What if you're working on something different? That's totally fine too. That is totally fine too. I'm teaching it so that if you want to follow along, you can. If you want to reference this later as you're trying to do some learning yourself, that's also good. If you want to take notes, anything you want to do. I just hope that it's helpful and interesting, hopefully, right? Model's so cute, thanks, I appreciate it. Wish you could draw but you started work an hour ago. Aw, that's okay, you can always draw later. Sorry you're at work though. When do the SHROOMATE designs update? I do all the updates over the weekend, so I'll be doing the updates probably tomorrow. Thank you for following Orange Cocoa Art. Yeah, publish the VOD later? Yeah, go for it. Absolutely, go for it. So to get us started, let me move into the classroom, and we are going to talk about some of just like well, we're already in the classroom. We'll move to the other part of it. Hi, Zero Light. Your first time on stream? Welcome in. I'm glad you've made it. If it's earlier in the day, I guess it's probably easier for some people too. Let's see, let's go to, was it here? Yeah. Here we are. This is the Dorka stock, so we're gonna be using The website that I'll be using is Dorka Stock. If you're familiar, it used to be, oh, what was it? Was it Senshi Stock originally? It used to be a DeviantArt person who posted a lot of really good references. 7 a.m. certainly earlier in the day. Well, I'm honored that you're here at 7 a.m. You're sitting on Twitch for now. Broke's gonna say hi to everybody. So I'm gonna talk about some of the basics of figure drawing first, and we're gonna use some Dorka stock images just to break things down. I'm gonna go over the kind of the different levels that, you know, you can pick what level to work at when you're drawing. Don't get stuck in a level yourself up when you're ready, but there are levels to figure drawing to help yourself get better results and to learn things faster. So, first thing that I want to talk about is when we're doing figure drawing, you know, we're gonna pick a pose. You're picking a reference to draw from, as you should, I will say. It is good, it is great even if you can draw things directly out of your head, but I promise you, you will almost usually get a better result if you're looking at a reference. Even if the reference isn't exactly what it is that you're going to do, it'll still give you a clear idea. And even if you're doing anime things too, we can still stylize it after. We don't have to be doing these drawings in like perfect human anatomy fashion for sure. But line of action is the first thing that we tend to look for in a drawing. Hey, why are you booing me? We just started. Why are you booing me, Power Gap? You gotta learn. Joan of Snark. Oh, hi, Joan. Darcy FX. Okay, I'll remember that that's who you are. You're here at work. I appreciate it. So line of action. If we look at a pose, you kind of want to generally figure out where the action is in the pose. Or we can see right now, you know, her head is tilted up and her legs, she's kind of got her hips shifted forward. So she's standing kind of forward with her hips in this direction and her feet are kind of shifted back. So our line of action is this nice arc. So if we are drawing this and we were not drawing directly over her, you know, if we're doing our sketching, we'd go, okay, we know that she's kind of shaped like that. I might have drawn that a little extreme because I'm used to drawing cartoons, but we draw a line of action that gives you a good basis to get started from. Hi, bonjour, hello, hello. Get educated while you eat your dinner? Go for it, yes. So, line of action. And as you're drawing, after you usually first establish your line of action, you're going to want to establish what your big shapes are in something, where, you know, a big shape for something is we're just gonna break things down into, usually if you're doing figure drawing, circles, which are technically actually spheres. You're gonna use cylinders, which are what your limbs are going to be. So like all these limbs are gonna have cylinders, and then you can do like cube shapes. So this is usually what I'll do for like the torso, is break it into kind of like a cube almost. So as you are learning to draw, it is okay, hear me out, only in these circumstances. Tracing is an okay learning tool, but it is only that as a learning tool. It is never something that goes into any kind of finished product, right? So it is just something that you use to help you familiarize yourself with what you're doing. So if we are trying to familiarize ourselves with this pose in order to want to then replicate it later in our own drawing, you know, we're feeling a little like we're not feeling super confident about it, it can be helpful to draw these basic shapes that we have just created on top of this to get ourselves started. We're not tracing it. We're going to create the basic shapes on top so that way we can kind of visualize what's happening. So like we can see this is a kind of a circular shape, and we can see where kind of the center lines are, right? Hi, Donuts Art. I'm actually gonna turn the opacity on her down a little bit so that we can see what I'm drawing a little more clearly over her. And then we'll say, oh, okay, I can see that her neck is probably that cylinder. And draw a little cylinder over it. Oops, I've drawn that on the wrong layer. Also, I'll let you guys know that there's a redeem for when I do drawing streams now, post-debut, which is you can remove my tools from me that I'm using and force me to do different things. Oh, some water off the bat. Thank you, Justine Alt. Figure drawing? Yeah, we're doing figure drawing. Wait, already? Okay, I guess I'll draw with a different thing. That works. I'm going to eventually make there be a delete your art, delete your layer, wrong layer, cronk, a whole bunch of those kinds of things. Thank you for following. I see somebody follow, that was a YouTube follow. And also Victor, thank you for following. YouTube doesn't actually show me them when I'm live, which is so silly. Yeah, it tells me no new. Actually, okay, you're right. I am teaching. Wrong layer, cronk, yeah. I'm still setting some of those up a little bit. But yeah, so we're drawing, you know, we're just going to draw over this and say, okay, we're gonna be like, okay, this is a cylinder. You can draw your little starts at the ends. This is a cylinder. The hand, we're just gonna draw as like one of those little like cube thingamabobs. For the torso can be kind of like another cube thingamabob. Delete your layer sounds like you get really chaotic. That's kind of the goal. Kenny one. I've got to give you guys new ways to torture me. To support me. Yeah. Can eventually make it possible to torture what you draw. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna make it possible to torture me. Because I think that's funny. But it also forces me to be creative.
For things, right? Hey! Delete your layer is insane. I'm not going to fully delete, I'll probably just copy and paste them somewhere else. It made me really sad, but I did work on a lot of layers, so it won't be back that far. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of practicing things. The voice change, yeah. Small voice work, yeah, I figured out why it wasn't working. Chipmunk surprise, yeah. I did not de-age, I'm just chibiified. I'm smaller now, so my voice is more high-pitched. Yeah, I don't like the voice pitch because it almost sounds too realistic, like I'm a kid. I don't like that. I want it to be like really chipmunk squeaky, but it like kind of hurts your ears at that, so... What can you do? You weren't expecting the voice? Yeah, can you? It's a bit harder to understand. Yeah, maybe perhaps I'd imagine. Here, I can make it less extreme. Let's see, I can make it less extreme. If I go like this, it's less extreme. Sounds like you. Guppy, is your voice that high pitch? Am I RGBing? Yes, I am. Mario Superstar? Yeah, I've powered up. Thank you for following. More yeetable now? Yeah, I'm probably way less like this, I'll say that. So, drawing shapes. We're looking for the big shapes of a thing. We can see that, you know, we've got some more cylinders in this form here. More cylinders here. And then I would draw this foot as probably like some kind of weird shape that gives me some idea of the form. Voice is like Pinkie Pie level high pitched. Oh man, that's kind of crazy. Now you sound like an early teen. Oh no. Maybe I should just if I talk like this, what does that sound like? This is me forcing my voice higher while the filter's going. What does this sound like? It's a constant issue finding mics that work for voiceover. Yeah, I'd imagine. Okay, that's hard for me to talk in that voice. That's my VTuber voice. Have you left for 5 seconds? What happened to me? They shrunk me. I'm drawing cylinders over something. And then, you know, this is probably a shape like that. But we're just kind of looking at the contours of this shape and figuring out what ways we can break it down into smaller shapes that makes it a little more approachable to draw. So yeah, we've got another cylinder here. Got another cylinder here. And we've got another shape like that. So then we turn her off. That's more or less what the pose is, right? So we could take this and say, okay, I see what that looks like now, and reference it as we are going to draw it yourself. You know, I can kind of see what these shapes are and sketch them myself, which I'm just doing really quickly. Like we can see this leg's gonna come like this, and we've got kind of like that shape. Comes over here, and then your foot comes down. Doing this really quick so it's not very accurate. I also haven't warmed up yet. But now we've kind of broken those shapes down, it helps me to see what exactly is going on here. It's a little bit less intimidating than looking at the whole fully realistic human that was there previously. The voice effect is a little tripping? Sorry. I can get rid of it if we don't like it, if we vote no on it. But need a mega squeegee that gets a booming voice? We could do that. Lines of action confuse you? Tried squares personally, doesn't work for you? When I'm drawing, I often will just go straight for only, I will only draw circles a lot of the time, where I will just go like this when I'm sketching. Just to kind of get the idea. Or we could draw with this Jazza method, which is lightning bolts also. It's nice, okay. Oh, hey, are you stealing my tools again? What was that noise? Oh, that's my tool coming back, which I didn't abide by anyway. You vote no voice changer? Are we against it? Always thought I was good at anatomy, realizing everything you've been doing is wrong. I don't think there's any wrong way of doing it. There's just whether you're basing it more closely on reality or not, right? Usually use triangles, that works for you. You can use whatever shape works best for you. Where, you know, that's a circle we can do. If you want to do triangles, I don't know how to do a triangle for the head. Like that. Looks like we're drawing bones in like Blender or something. Actually, I can see how triangles would work. where we're getting kind of the idea of like where the mass is here, right? Circles and ovals work, yeah. Illuminati, yeah. You like the voice changer? Okay, we're kind of torn on it. We'll do a poll maybe on it. Triangles do work, but anything where you can kind of break this down into something so that your brain says, ah, not so scary when all triangles. Now I kind of understand where that is, right? We can kind of see where everything is located in a way, and we've kind of become a little familiar with it because we're going over it. We're getting your hand to have a little bit of that muscle memory of touching it a little bit.
Geometry blaster characters? Yeah. Use straight lines for the best instead of shapes. Anything works? Yes. We are just trying to get familiar with it. So level one of learning to draw from this is doing that where you trace fully over it first to kind of give yourself a basis for practice, moving it over, and then detailing it to better match what it is that you've drawn. So if I were to, I'm gonna duplicate it, and then say, okay, so now we kind of have the basis, so now we can kind of figure out where everything else lives in relation to that basis we drew. So we can see like, okay, the line of her head comes like this. Her neck is actually more like that. We're starting to draw her arms in, but it's just, we're building off of the little bit of a basis we already gave ourselves. And using that as the reference where we can say, okay, this line is vertically out here. It is to the left of the elbow, so we can move that kind of left of the elbow to fill in the gaps that we left when we were doing that, right? Learn more the past few minutes than any art book you ever tried. The problem with art books often is that they're oversimplifying a lot for what it is that they're doing. So we're going to reference those lines, and I'm going to actually correct this. Drew that not quite right. And say, okay, so this is kind of shifting in before it goes back out, and we'll connect it. This kind of arcs outwards before it connects in that knee. We'll arc that out. This is hitting like a right angle, sort of high, and then it arcs back in. I'm cartooning it up for sure, but it works for whatever style you're doing. And then we've got all these markings that tell us where everything is located. And then I didn't really draw her heels, but you can fill this in, and then you can see the general idea of how the pose works. And see, we've got a person that is sketched. Oh, your big chat message is covered. Hi, Selma. Thank you for following Zelphius, too. Not over this. Not EG, but trying to work more generally specific. Yeah, take a step away from your work, view it from afar to get fresh eyes on it. Yes, this is true. This is true. Selma, you're not late. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Sorry if this is slightly derailing, trying to learn anatomy more by learning the body bit by bit. Currently the torso, keep getting frustrated. Draw it face on, because the side always comes out bigger than the other. Do I just need practice more? You're doing something wrong? So we're actually going to get to that. We're going to get to draw what you do when you're trying to draw symmetrical things, or things that are more or less similarly symmetrical, where you can give yourself guidelines. That way you can build things kind of proportionally equally on either side. Last issue you keep seeing for refs? Yeah, well this is yeah, stuff from a Dorka stock is what I'm using, yeah. Never thought it would work for you because perfection, but the silhouette method is working you wonders? Yeah, you already sketched it out? I'm sure you have, I'm sure you have. I'm just breaking down the different ways of getting to sketching it out yourself, where if you're not at the level where you're prepared for that yet, you can give yourself some stepping stones to help get yourself in the right direction and start to learn some of these things. Alternatively, this is kind of like the level one of we've given ourselves a framework that we've kind of expanded upon. I still wouldn't use that for finished work because you really didn't draw it mostly yourself. It is still mostly tracing. Level two is what I call like the scarecrow method, where you give yourself the like center lines of a bunch of things, also with like kind of like your line of action. You give yourself the center line of things. So here's the center line of the neck, center line of the chest. Here is the hips, kind of like the center of the hips. Here is the shoulders, the center of the arm, the hand, the arm, the hand, and then the legs too. Oops, I'm gonna try to be a little more accurate than that, my center lines. So then we would take that instead and move this over and then try and fill that out to follow the form. So when we're doing this, this makes things a lot harder because now you are having to come up with a lot more things based on what is happening in the drawing that, or the reference that you have here. So as we are going to try and fill this out, the number one method that you can use in your stepping stones to kind of help you figure out how wide things need to be or where things need to taper and all that is a method called sighting. It's kind of hard for me to demonstrate here because you can't see what I'm holding, but wait, actually I can give myself something to hold. if I were to hold like an object, let me see. Go to Vignette. Can I have an object? Can you give me a water bottle? Can you redeem hydrate? So I can hold a water bottle. Can I have a drink? Or is it cooling down? It might be. But if you were holding like an object, so say you're holding your pencil, I can just kind of do it with my whole hand. Oh, that's a cookie. That doesn't quite work. So cool down, darn. So, okay, so ignore the cookie, pretend my hand. Let me come back to being kind of centered. You're looking at something. I'm really close to you. If you're looking at something, say we're trying to draw my arm, and my arm is like this. You can take your finger, you can take your pencil, you can take whatever object you have, and hold it in front of your eye between you and the object at the angle that that object is. So I would kind of go like, okay, so I'm drawing this arm, goes like this, or like if I'm drawing a Dorka who's over here, see if I can do it with my hand. Yeah, so I can achieve that the angle of this leg. Hey, stop booing me, I'm trying to demonstrate. It's kind of hard. Cookie has scale, still doable, kind of. I just need to be flat. It's kind of thick for kind of showing it, but like if I use my arm, I can kind of mirror the angle that that leg is. And then I know when I'm drawing that I need to draw this angle. I'll kind of hold my arm over what I'm drawing, or my finger, or my pencil, or whatever it may be that you're using. And you kind of mimic that line that you've drawn, right? And the other thing we can do is find reference points between how things are relating in this, where we can draw lines that kind of connect things or have a similar line where we can say, okay, this, I don't know, this edge of the chin here, the bottom of the head is at the exact same line as the wrists are. So when we're drawing here, over here ourselves, we can kind of check that and say, oh, did we put the bottom of the chin at the same line as the bottom of the wrist? Did we put this elbow right along the center line of the body? Are we putting, let's see what else. Like if we do a sight line, if I say, okay, let me hold my hand up along this edge where this shoulder to the hip direction should be a line like that. So then we would come to here and be like, okay, let's mimic that line and do a shape like that to make sure we place them in relationship to each other, right? So everything exists in relationship, and we can give ourselves all these little stepping stones to help as we are drawing. Thank you for following, Jupiter. So we've done our scarecrow, and then we can use our sighting technique to say, okay, this edge of the back, like the back line is kind of like that. Take your hand, kind of put it over it, take your pencil, put it over that line, move it over to where your drawing is, and then draw that line. This edge off her, like back going towards her butt is at this angle, an angle like this. So then I can say, okay, put my hand at that angle, take it over here, there's my angle. And you can do that for every single angle of the body and edge and all of those places where, you know, this is in this direction. Take that line, put it over here and connect it into our scarecrow. So do you see how I'm building out her body doing this, where because I am mimicking all of those lines, paying real close attention to what they are and getting a reference that is me, I am the reference. I'm using my hand or my finger or my pencil to be the reference. That way I can carry it over to the other. It helps with it. Scarecrow, you prefer low poly? Perhaps. We can call it whatever we want. Off topic, my new model's adorable. Thank you, I appreciate it. Bodybuilding moment? Yeah, we're getting yoked here. We're getting yoked here on the Squiiji stream. We're not just getting better at drawing, we're getting big muscles. But we can use that technique to fill out all of these kinds of shapes as we are going through sort of the general body. One of the other things that is helpful if you're doing this is figuring out how wide the mass is for things like elbows or your hips. So this is when you see people drawing like almost like ball jointed dolls onto it. Also helps where, like, you know, her elbow is probably like this, about this wide. We could approximate how wide that elbow is, approximate how wide that is. Her knee is probably about like that size. The hip. That way, when we draw those lines, when we draw these lines, we're making a reference, like, okay, we can tell that this leg is generally doing that. Take it over here, similar thing. We know how far apart to leave it. That line is taking that angle, come over here. Hit that angle over here, right? We're just copying the angles from one to another. Early stream? Yeah! Think Mega EG should be shredded? I don't actually know how to do that. I'd have to remodel things to give me a toggle for that. But stick bug? Yeah, we are stick bugging just a little bit of stick bugging. This leg, knee, circle, find your edge with your little sighting technique with your hand. It's that angle. Come over here, do the same angle. This angle, get your sighting, come over here, same angle. And it's just playing that game of repetition because, as you can see, I'm not tracing this anymore. We are drawing this on our own. You can tell that this is pretty dang accurate to what this looks like, right? Scale the shoulder and forearm bones, just go off of FF7 PS2 models. Yeah, I'll scale my elbow down. Just my shoulders, just my elbows. You know what I could also do is I could also just give myself a prop that is my new arms. That'd be funny. You better stick with it. Yes, you should. So, well, I'll just quickly not say the words over and over again, but detail everything in, doing that same technique of figuring out what the angles are for everything and translating them into our drawing. And we're not aiming to be super detailed when we're drawing a pose. We're just aiming to get the basic idea of it working in here. You see, we're going back and forth, back and forth. Shredded EG, yes, hi Skyrim. Or are you saying hi to somebody else? Oh, hi G, you're saying hi to G, I see. We're locked in, yes we are, Blueberries. Thank you for following. Also Jupiter, thank you for following. I'm a little focused up on on drawing my angles here. This comes in like a vertical, here like this. That shoots back at an angle, like that. This comes down at an angle, like that. What comes kind of out and down. I'm just gonna draw a little triangle here. But you can see we're kind of quickly doing this. Are there two different chats? Yes, there are. There's a YouTube chat who's up top, and then there's Twitch chat who's down here. You guys have different chat styles. Do a little one of those. For the arm, we can see like this. And then like that, very similarly. Arm is coming to kind of like almost a point here. Or we can see it's getting wider at the base. Based on those angles, that's kind of vertical for the hand. And then it tilts backwards at a back angle. And then we're going to ignore all the figures because we're just doing a gesture. And then same deal with the back arm. We're gonna get, you know, this is almost a horizontal line here. Almost a horizontal line here. Very similar one for up here. This angle here, this angle here. And we're just translating everything more or less the way that it is to here. So you can see we've built out the figure pretty successfully here now. Oh, thank you for following. Sinful Nix. Thank you, chat. Oh, hi. Hi, Chai Chilla. Yeah. Toe Oaken. Oh, yeah, Oak does walk both realms, yes. A lot of people do walk both. Depending on the latency, people tend to flip-flop back and forth. Okay, we did the back of the shoulder. Going up into the neck area, kind of like that. Neck tilts back, kind of like this, and then is a little more vertical in the front. Her jaw is more or less kind of flat. Her face could probably be simplified like that. She's got her skull across the top. Oops, I don't know if I drew that flat enough there. There we go. And then back of the head will simplify into just like a flat line too. And you can see we've kind of got the general idea of this person. Pretty well figured out, right? Maybe a little bit slightly off, but it's pretty close. Captions are nice. We should understood where to put commas. Yeah, sadly it's not quite that smart, unfortunately. It might make me say some strange things. Yeah, no longer stick bug, no longer stick bugging. So then, that was kind of like the level 2. The level 2 is if you're confident enough you can get beyond having as tight of a guideline here, we can move on to Scarecrow with doing a lot of sightline, just direct translation. What are commas? Good question. I'm not an English teacher. You'll be lurking now since 3 a.m. Oh, gee! That's fair. Oh my gosh, get some rest. Used to watch on YouTube. I got Twitch and now I want to use your emotes. Yeah, that's true. There are emotes on both, but you have to be a member on YouTube to do it. do next Wario, but he dies? No. We're doing figure drawing. Someone else for once. Oh, figured it out? Yeah. Okay, so our next step, if we're figuring out how we're gonna break down the shape, is that, you know, one of the things that we'll talk about is just having like a general shape for you to look at, but not drawing on top of it, where I'm just going to draw this into the big shapes that it is to simplify it, and then we're actually gonna get rid of her. we're gonna get rid of her, and we're just going to draw based on looking at this, because this uncomplicates things too for your eye. So then come here, got a foot, and then arm is probably like that, like this, and then up in there. Oops, I didn't hit that angle right. And we'll hide her, and then we can say, okay, I can see what the shapes are happening in her more clearly. Rude to get rid of her just like that. Sorry. Method says cubism. A little bit. But now we can see what her shapes are a little bit more distinctly if we're going to draw them ourselves. So we don't have to do exactly what is going on there. And you can say, okay, I can see that, like, you know, we've got our line of action. Face is at this angle. This is here. Head kind of tilts back. This is there. Neck is straight down, and then it cuts in, and then it cuts out. You can do all of kind of the similar shapes. I'm sketching it because I'm trying to do it kind of fast. Cut in, cut out. Kind of figure out if I've done this at the right length. Nope. When we do it next to it, we can actually see how accurate you're being with it. This is not my preferred way of sketching, so you'll see that I'm not very good at doing this. This arcs back, comes out, and then goes in, and then front of the body. Straight, out, down. So this is just more or less one straight line, foot. And then this comes out from underneath. I may have made that too thick, so we can adjust it. Back a little bit, and the crotch is a little too high. I'm gonna make some revisions in here. This is not the way that I sketch when left to my own devices. This is not a method that works particularly well for me, but it is an option out there for some people, because it does work well for some. Thank you for lurking. Get well, G. Oh no. G, I do hope you do. Purple cube of death awaits you all? What is the purple cube of death? Are you talking about me drawing things? Have I drawn the purple cube of death? Is that what we're talking about? There we go. Clean this up a little bit. And then, you know, this comes out at that angle, and then down here, juts out, juts back in. And then foot. This drops down straight, up to a point. You can see I'm kind of stylizing it up a little bit as I do this too, which I'm trying not to. We can see there's an arm that comes through here, and the hands are up by the head. So I'm going to establish that first. Get the arms in. Kind of shoots back at an angle. Maybe that hand isn't tall enough. But because we're looking at a shape that is more simplified, it makes it a little bit easier for our brain to, whoops, I put the elbow out too far. It makes it a little bit easier for our brain to interpret what is happening and make sense of it. Makes it a little bit less intimidating also. And I will say, we do have this magical power on computers, which is moving things. So if I don't think I've done something quite right, I can just fix it by moving it. Tiny little hand, shoots out and then goes in. We get the inside angle for it. That comes in here. And we can see more or less by referencing what is happening here, we've made the same thing. Stick in ads? No, not the ads. I'll wait for the ad until after. I'll wait to explain until after the ad. What species? Yeah, I'm an inky cap shroom. I'm specifically a shaggy inky cap, Caprinus comatus. What if you Frankenstein a few images together for the reference? Would it be the same base principles as shared? Yes, I would say so. Yeah, you just need to manually adjust some inconsistencies. Yes, this is true. So that was kind of the next level. The final level is just looking at whatever it is you have here and constructing everything yourself without any of that reference change. So this is like the final level of once you have a clear understanding of drawing and also once you feel comfortable with it. You don't have to level yourself up to any point. And this is when we talk about the same thing. We're still going to split things into drawing simple shapes. You'll see the way that I do it, which is that I tend to make circles and I'll put like a little crosshair on them so I can figure out, yeah, the boss level. I'll put a crosshair on them so I can see kind of what direction they're facing when I sketch things myself. So then, you know, this is this way. Cut this down here and back out. And you'll see this is probably the least accurate because I'm not going directly from it. But this is the one where it'll have the most of my drawing style in it, because I am drawing this based on how I would interpret a pose like this. So then, shoulder. I tend to represent all of my joints with circles. And then when I'm doing this kind of style, I'll look and say, okay, I know that the wrist is just about the level of the chin, draw a line. And for placing our elbows, I draw a straight line to connect it, and then I bisect it, kind of where that should be. And then I'll know where that elbow should go. That elbow should be like right here. She kind of like, you know, she's got a little bit of a boob there. So then I gave myself a guideline that makes it a little bit easier for me to place that arm. I've made her a little compact so I can recognize that and make her a little bit less compact. And then I'm actually going to clean up my wrist shape a little bit. Made that a little, not a lot of clarity in how I sketched that. There we go. And then her hand tilts back before going in like that. And then other arm comes like kind of straight out of here. Elbow, wrists are pretty close together. Hand goes kind of straight up. And this is not my best work, but that is okay. I'm doing it kind of quick. Body arcs in and out. This comes in here, maybe a little bit longer, out for the butt. You can see her center line is here. This is about like the top of her pelvis. This will cut in and this will cut around for her leg. Oh, music has left us. You watched a video that said exactly that earlier? Oh, really? Where has my music gone to? Hello? OBS? I thought I solved my OBS thing last night, but apparently whatever I tried did not. Remember something, is there a tongue out blend shape for 2.0? There is. I do a tongue. I don't stick my tongue out very much as a person though, so you won't notice. Like the mask method for big drawings? Yeah, that's also true. Facing by doing the mask method, yeah. You can do the mask method. We're not doing face drawing right now. There's a lot of other things to take into account when you're doing face drawing that aren't necessarily a part of figure drawing. We're doing proportioning and stuff. Let me clean up a little bit of what I was doing here. And I didn't draw my line of action, and now I'm suffering for it because I don't think I actually upheld it super well here. I'm gonna adjust things. There we go. That needs to come in a little bit, and hips maybe needs to be a little bit wider. And you'll see that I'm definitely cartooning it up here a little bit. But, you know, all of those things that we just did has prepared me to be able to draw this a little bit better, a little bit quicker than I would have had I not done those things prior either. So even if you are somebody who is an experienced artist who doesn't feel like they need to do those things, it can help you to make a more accurate drawing if you do. For legs, I will often do the center lines myself, where I'll say, okay, it's kind of forward and then it kind of arches back. And that heel is like that far out from the back of the head, so like here somewhere. So I might have to tuck it in maybe a little bit from where I had it. There we go, and then this leg kind of comes like straight down through here to have her weight preserved. Let me erase that guideline I drew. That's not an eraser. Didn't line it up. Ha ha ha, sorry. We're like one bite of a banana. Hey, I'm a whole 5 centimeters tall, so I'm like a third of a banana. Okay? Okay? Be nice. You can tell why life drawing is a useful skill. You can tell how to exaggerate elements later on. Exactly. That's why, like, I was talking last night. We raided into True's chat last night. And True is a very, very skilled artist. And we were talking very briefly about the anti-anime sentiments that are kind of common in academia. I actually have an entire video about it coming out because as an art educator, it's something that I experience very often among my peers is that they're very anti-anime. And see, this is the secret. They don't know that I draw anime. They don't know this. They aren't aware. What they do know, however, is that I know how to draw. So when I tell them, hey, I let my students do that, or anything like that, I meet all kinds of interesting reactions, and I know I've kind of isolated the reasons why teachers are so anti-anime. And I'll go over them in that video. I'm not gonna spoil it, but hi, Umi! Imposter among them, a little bit. Teacher, undercover VTuber, that's, yeah, kind of. So, do a knee like here, do an ankle like here. We'll see that this knee, the angle here is kind of like that for those knees. One's a little higher. Thank you for following Squiiji Pooj. That's a crazy name. Check this in. We know this comes off the kind of like backside of this leg. Get a little bit of shape here, and then it juts out. Oh, hey, did you steal my pencil? Okay, that's fine. I'll draw something else. Happy to support? Thank you. Here, we'll use a pen instead. Kind of annoying. What can you do? That would suck if you guys stole like my eraser. Is the anti-art animate Senate just snobbery at popular style or something else? You'll have to wait until next Wednesday to find out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That would be nice. Some of it, I'm gonna be so honest with you, a lot of it is based in a little bit of racism and a lot of Eurocentrism, if I'm being so real with you, unfortunately. It's because a lot of the professors are old heads and they're stuck in their ways, and they think that they have a very narrow understanding as to what good art is, and they only teach European art. I'm sure hearing this probably doesn't come as that much of a surprise. Yeah, so, and then boomers, it's not even just boomers, because there's the boomers, there's the bandwagoners, people who are kind of on the bandwagon of being anti-anime just because that's what they were used to hearing, was the anti-anime sentiments. And then you also have people who are kind of well-meaning. They'll tell you, oh, don't draw anime because you won't be able to find work from it. They're being silly because we talked about Genshin Impact yesterday, we talked about a whole bunch of other things. There's plenty of work in fields where you can have an anime drawing style. Hell, I have one. Had enough Eurocentrism in your philosophy course. I would try to study philosophies outside of Europe. Yeah, in my experience when I was in undergrad, I never got to learn about art that came from anywhere other than Europe or the United States, pretty much. We did ancient art, and that was the only place we got anywhere other than the US. This foot angle is not quite right, but that's okay. We're going to ignore it. Didn't realize that /me weren't allowed. I don't know what /me does. I think Moobot just gets rid of them for some reason. True, the finding is evaluate everything new and old. Rejecting something could be rejecting a key to future inspiration. Exactly. Exactly. One of your teachers said it was racist to draw anime since you weren't Japanese. That's also just false. It's just italicizing / coloring the message. Oh, wait, I know why I have that set. It goofs up my thingamabob in here. My chat thing for Twitch doesn't like it. It makes it glitch the message. That's probably why I had it turned off. Sorry about that. You exist within the context? Exactly. So, they're kind of old-fashioned about it. There's people who just hate it. There's some hypocrites mixed in because there's a lot of people who also are fans of American cartoon styles. However, they will give anime art styles trouble for literally the exact same things they praise cartoon art styles on. And then, thankfully, there is like kind of a new generation of art teachers, which is kind of where I am, where unfortunately we are a little bit trapped by the system. We are a little bit trapped by the system because we cannot put a lot of anime work, if we put it in our teaching portfolios or put it in stuff for reviews for credentials at universities, that stuff is just kind of thrown out because people who are conducting those reviews and conducting the hiring process are unfortunately those dumb old heads who are causing problems still. They're still there, they're still causing problems. So we have to subscribe to their practices to some degree while finding every little avenue that we can to sneak it in and allow it and encourage it. So it's kind of rough. Yeah, American anime cartoon styles? Yeah. Yeah. A lot of professors also didn't like your cartoon art style too, though. Yeah, those are just the old heads, as we were saying. Those are the old heads. The anti-stylization ones. But that's what a majority of it is. And hopefully, like, things already are miles better than they were when I went to school. When I was in high school, you would get like publicly made fun of in your class by your art teacher for drawing anime related drawings, anime styled drawings. Now, hopefully that's not the case. Would love it if you found one of the old heads watching your videos one day. That would be really funny, but I don't think they'd watch VTubers, if I'm being so honest with you. Highlight style is so popular nowadays with Disney Pixar. Exactly. It's so strange. It's so strange. They are just behind the times, I'll say. Hi, Ghosty. Hi, Bitcatcher. Yeah. It's mostly all of what school touches upon. Yeah. Probably ancient Greece, Roman Imperium, and maybe Egypt. Yep. Yep. We did a little bit of, we did some, specifically we did bronzes that were from China a little bit. We didn't talk about any printmaking, didn't go to Japan at all. We talked about a couple of things that are from, I have my pencil back, thanks. We talked a little bit about some other things, but yeah, mostly not. Yeah, we didn't really hit most of the world. It is still mostly just the continent, or the landmass that Europe is attached to. And it's gotten popular now. Yeah, there's some really gorgeous popular animes, and it's much more mainstream now than it was when I went to school. But here, let me focus back up for a second. So you can see, here's my recreation of this, which is to say, is this completely accurate? No. If we were to drop some lines in here to do reference point of like, that's kind of supposed to be like that, you can see that I didn't stick this hip out far enough, and we can make adjustments. As I do this, we're like, okay, this should be like that line. I didn't tuck this in far enough. It's too wide. But a lot of those changes I was making here are also just changes I make when I'm stylizing people, which is that I tend to make legs longer, as we are so inclined to do in a lot of anime styles. I tend to make legs thicker, among other things, but this is a pretty serviceable drawing here. Yeah. So if anybody wants to join me, we can do some, quick, like, vignette drawings. Quick vignette drawings, which a vignette is, if I were drawing this as a vignette is when you draw something really quickly, you're just doing a gesture. Let me get my actual pencil back. Thank you for the gloop. Woodblock prints, most popular paintings in the world are the big... Well, it's not painting. You're talking about the Great Wave of Kanagawa. Not a painting. It is a Mokuhanga woodblock print. But a lot of very famous paintings did have origins in intaglio prints or in woodblock prints, especially if we're talking about the Impressionism and post-Impressionists. So yeah, so much artwork. Yeah, like realism in art, we learn to appreciate it without realism. Rules followed most of the time. But non-realistic style can do it, you're happy. That's fair. Like my general like art style of drawing, you saw how relatively quickly I can draw that. If I were to try and draw this in like an anime chibi style or like anime style, I'd have a much longer, harder time. I'm most practiced in this level of semi-realism. But it's all about figuring out what it is that you're comfortable with. So I meant pictures, artwork. Yeah, you're good. Sorry, that's my actually printmaker thing. Or people be like, oh, I'm printmaking with paint, and I'm like, it's ink. It's ink. Woodblocks? Yeah. I'll give you guys one of these days. I'll give you a hey, you unredeemed it. you undid my glasses. That's okay. I'll put them back on for you. Thank you for following Aguni. Let's see. There we go. Put my glasses back on. Make them clear again. There we go. But maybe one of these days I can give you guys like a little bit of a gap filler in your art history education of because I've had to do a lot of research on my own, and I have a minor in art history of some of the other cultures that have a serious impact on, you know, worldwide art that are very important for us to touch on because they're not covered enough. Pretty much, I guess it'll just be like a worlds course because they don't cover anything that is Oceania, don't cover anything that is, I guess Australia is part of that. No South American art unless we hit the Aztec very quickly. No African art unless we're talking about one of the stupid white dudes who went there. Look, I made my water not look like I'm being peed on. Yeah, maybe too big to fill. That's okay. I mean, it doesn't mean filling a gap when, if I'm teaching you it, you're just learning things. What can you do? Gotta head out. Bye, Billy. Thank you for stopping by. Bald? What do you... YouTube wants you to be able to make me bald. Bald makes my glasses go away, though. Bald gets rid of my glasses because they are wider than my head is. Because it has to fit over my hair. But yeah, maybe one day we'll do that. But okay. Thank you, Winter. Here we go. Okay. Let me take a sip of my drink too, since you gave me some water. Sometimes the tracking on the water bottle is really good. Sometimes it's really good. YouTube's request was heard and fulfilled. Thank you, I appreciate it. Like, look at this tracking right now on me drinking my water. It's actually, like, really good. Like, it's actually way more. Oh, wait, nope, it lost it. Oh, I lied. I said it, and now it said it's gonna spite me. Not bad, right? Snack 2, snack break before we get on to the next step? Okay, we can do a snack break before we get on to the next step. As soon as I say something, yeah. I keep forgetting. I gotta move my cookie to my other hand. Do you guys want some fish crackers? Oh, break snack. Jinxed it. That's okay. Tracking's nice. Do ball doom the cooldown popped up here. We can do it. You want to see some good tracking? Slides in real close to you. Here, you want to see some really good tracking? I'm gonna eat my snack right here. Fish crackers? Yeah, are we hungry? We need a little, for me it's a midday snack, kind of. Trying hard making our VTuber model? You got this. It takes some work, I'll say that. It takes some practice. I'm gonna show you guys some of my old art, maybe next week, so you can kind of get a basis for, I've not always been the way that I am now. Quite frankly, I was behind most peers at my age, all the way through high school when it came to drawing skill. But I hustled up, and I learned, and I practiced really hard. I'm not a natural, I'll tell you that too. I was never a natural when it came to drawing. You know, you have people who will just pick things up relatively quickly. Never was me. It took me way longer to achieve the same skills that a lot of my classmates had, but it's worth the time. And I'll say, don't give up. Is it easy? No. How you got that good at mouth tracking? AR kit. Also, I rigged it myself. I pride myself at my pretty decent AR kit skills. Chaos, but it's good, not great now. I would say mine's good, not great now. My printmaking work, I'd say, is pretty dang good, but my drawing skills are still not. They're always the thing that holds me back in my work, usually. But, hi, Airbo! But, goldfish, give me a snack. Oh. Look at that tracking. The chewing test is my favorite, like, how does things work? Mouth tracking and eye jiggle are good, thank you. Do you guys want some? I can actually reach both of you right now if I'm this close. You guys want a little bit of fish cracker? No, here you go, here, Marvel. Oh, you're behind me, I think. Good tracking for chewing? Exactly. Or like, if I chew really comedically, I can go like... It's really obvious. Here you go, snacks! You guys want snacks, YouTube? Yeah, snack? Here you go, Miss. Tracking is great, thanks! That's what I really wanted for this model, was I really wanted my tracking to be a lot better. Not to say my old one was bad, but like, do you see how much more emotive my eyes are? Like my eyebrows? I can like... See my nose goes up. Oh, everything turned back off at the same time. Make me bald again! I want to be bald! Is fish cracker made of fish? This is such a thing for me. No, fish crackers are goldfish. But fish cracker is like, you know, when you talk about like Kleenex, if you talk about tissues, we don't call them Kleenex, we call them tissues a lot of the time. That's like the generic word for it, or like, what other things can I think of? There's a lot of ones where it's like a word, but there's a brand name that a lot of people will call it, but at the same time, there's a like word that is the actual object. Goldfish crackers are the brand. That's the brand. Fish crackers are just the fish. They're just the cracker. They're the generic. Yeah, Band-Aid, Q-tip. Band-Aid we kind of use universally at this point. Not made of fish, no. I do love me a good shrimp chip, and I probably would love one that had that. Sticky notes? Well, yeah, sticky notes versus Post-it notes. Post-it is the brand for that, yeah. Band-Aid, spelled B-A-N-D-A-I-D, versus bandage. Like, they're yeah. Asked a question, let me see. Bit character. Asked a question. Recently saw your video on VTuber design, really informative, appreciated it. Wanted to get your recommendations on resources for design theory, any books, courses, or videos? Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good question. Honestly, I know this is like an old one, and I know he doesn't make content like this at all anymore, really, but some of the old Jazza drawing videos where he was teaching drawing skills were some of the foundations that I learned from. I learned a lot of techniques and methods from him that were really, really helpful. But honestly, YouTube has such a plethora of drawing sources for things that if you're trying to learn are so good. Photoshop is synonymous with photo manipulation or photo editing. Yeah, that's the vice versa. If I say I'm photoshopping something, you'll know what I mean. I'm doing the opposite, where I'm calling something the generic word. Yeah, Jazza had some amazing tutorials back in the day, and like things where he would show you some drawing skills. And his channel has really pivoted from that since then, but he, like, maybe I could put, you know what? I gave him my brushes last night. Maybe in the Discord today, this afternoon, I'll go through and find all of, because I still have them all saved from when I was like doing my like hardcore like training arc and drawing. And I can stick those in like a playlist for you or something. Yeah, YouTube is tutorial heaven. I can maybe stick those in like a thread in the resources channel we have in the Discord for you guys. If you would like, I can give you sort of my recommendations of tutorials. Because there, I will say, unfortunately, there are a lot of things that are teaching bad habits in a lot of cases where, or they're just teaching things that are opinion to some degree. A lot of TikTok teaches opinion. I'll tell you that, where they'll be like, oh, never use airbrush. The brush theory, you get a better brush, it makes you better, or whatever. Is it okay if you mention an art sale right now for getting resources going on? Big sale, don't want to promote it? Go for it. If it's topical, you can mention it. You might not be able to send a link to it, sadly, though. Any recommendations where you can look to better your hair rendering? I'll put together some resources for you guys. Tutorials that I've watched and thought were helpful, ones that I watched back in the day when I was kind of leveling up. I can stick that, I'll stick that in the Discord. I saw they did it on Twitch, but YouTube, if you guys aren't in the Discord, !Discord. Same pencil brush you've been using for 3 years, go burr. Literally exactly. I sent my brushes yesterday night to the Discord, and I realized that all but 3 brushes I use in my daily practice are the default Clip Studio ones. I use the default pencil, which is Pencil R. I use the default marker brush, just made to be fully opaque, as my flat coloring brush. I use the G pen for my line art, and then I have a couple extras, and like, that's it. Yeah. Well, you don't use TikTok, you're afraid of art misinfo? Yeah, a lot of it's sensationalism on TikTok, I'll say that. Are you still accepting VTuber critique submissions? I am. If you do !critique, you can find it if you'd like. Airbrush use when acceptable? Exactly. They're all tools. There's no hard, don't use this, do use that. You have to learn the right instance to use them instead of saying, oh, never do this. TikTok also loves to hate on the purple multiply layer. I don't think we need to hate on the purple multiply layer. I think purple multiply layer has its place. We just gotta know why we're using it. And when to use it best. Yeah. TikTok is for dumping art and running away. Yeah. Colosso. Oh, Colosso, yeah. Doing a 9% off sale right now. Gotten 2 courses that would have cost you £300 for 30. Of course, we're rotating out there. You can get only 2 courses at 90%, a couple at 30%. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, TikTok thrives on being haters, unfortunately, so what can you do? I've been yapping for so long, I didn't eat my crisp crackers. I gotta get back to doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'm really close to you right now also. Let me get back off a little. Why hate on multiply layer? Because content does better when you hate on things, I'll tell you that. When you are inflammatory content, where you are drawing such a strong line like that, performs better on TikTok, unfortunately. So it encourages it, even if it's not true. Yeah. Thank you for following, Devil Ghosty. What are we talking about? Military vehicles. Off the rockers are saying unstable for drawing military. What? What? That's crazy. Love multiply layer? Yeah. It gets people to comments, which boosts the video. Exactly. Rage baiting. They want you all who use those tools to go into their comments and say, well, but I use this, but I do that. And they want me, the art teacher, to go, hey, actually, that's bad. You shouldn't say that. Because it benefits them. For us to go and complain, sadly. So, what do you do? I use a lot of purple multiply layer. Almost every time you see me make an edit of Squiiji, of my 3D model, it's using a purple multiply layer. It works well. Thank you for following Inari, God of Foxes. I don't think there's any problem with it. What can you do? We need a couple more fish crackers. And then we're gonna do some quick, just like vignette drawing things, where we're gonna draw these really, really quickly. YouTube's kind of muffled. Why is YouTube muffled? It's telling me that it sounds normal. Why you don't use TikTok if you're brain rot? I use it a little bit, but I don't use it a ton. My TikTok also, because I don't use it much, is almost exclusively the K-pop bands that my sister sends me, and Taylor Swift at this point, because Billy sends me so much Taylor stuff. Okay. Oh, muffined. Is that a different word? Oh, okay, okay. Transition singer's nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I made it myself. What does that mean, muffined? What do you mean by that? I don't know what that means. That's a new word. I don't know that one. It's a funny word? Okay, I see. What does it mean? What does it mean? You're tricking the teacher into saying words they don't know. Okay. Back at it. Replaces the, oh. I still don't know if we should be saying a word that we're using to replace that word. I don't know about that. Yeah. Hey, maybe don't say that actually. If we're saying that as like a dog whistle to instead of saying that word, don't do that, please. Please don't try and trick me into saying words that are being used to replace other words that are unkind. I'm a queer person. I don't like that. Yeah, no. Okay, so focusing back up, we're gonna get back into it. Drawing. So, we're gonna do some just quick gesture drawings here real quick. Yeah, we could just not use them at all, that'd be nice. Yeah, this is true. So, quick if we're doing a gesture drawing. So gesture drawing is when we are drawing something really quickly, just to kind of get the idea of it. Usually this is being done for, to get kind of the general idea of a pose or just to do like a warm up, but it's good to do a lot of these because it kind of makes your brain work really quickly. It makes you fire all of your neurons at once and makes you really focus up for it. So for a gesture drawing, usually you'll be given like a 15-second timer, 30-second timer, 1-minute timer. Generally, like you'll slowly inch it up higher. And you'll draw the pose as quickly as you can within that time constraint, where like I'll go like, okay, I only have a minute to draw this. Let's go, okay, head, shoulders, where I'm just trying to get the gist of it. I'm not worrying about how accurate it is. I just want this to be referencing with the poses, getting some of the action correct. Arm, hand, arm, leg, leg, leg. Back of this, back of that comes down in here. Tilt that back more. And then you run out of time. It's like, okay, that's fine. Then you'll switch it to another pose and you'll do it again. And you'll do it again, and you'll do it again. And you do it a bunch of times to the point where once you've done a bunch of different poses, you'll get more confident, you'll be able to draw it faster, and it kind of just forces you to just look and really focus on what it is that you're looking for and looking at. What software do you use for hand tracking? It's not a software, I have an object. I have Leap Motion, Stereo IR. Yeah, it does good ones. I have a dev kit one though, so mine, I don't think you can actually buy mine, but if you get a Leap Motion, it'll do mostly the same thing. Yeah. Was it the video gets more engagement deserved via rage baiting and alike? How's that? Ah. Oh, hello. Hi, Katie Sith. Welcome in, Raiders. Can you guys rotate at them for me? Hello. Oh, no. Oh, no. Right into an ad. Oh, no. How does that go? No! Hi, Raiders. If you can hear me, I hope it didn't add you immediately. I'm Squiiji. I'm a freelance artist, fungi, and I'm also an art educator. And right now we're talking about figure drawing. I'm teaching like a mini lesson on figure drawing. We're gonna do some gesture drawing practice and some other things like that. Hope you guys are having a good time. What were you guys up to? Thank you for following me also, Katie. I'll give you a little shout out. They say you should never meet your heroes. Brought Katie here to prove this false. What do you mean by that? What are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that I'm Katie's hero? I hope you guys aren't being ad break, but it does end kind of quickly. Once it does. Let's see. We'll find out. Ask if you wanted resources that are generic and fundamental to designing beauty, which you'd apply to shapes, color theory, composition. You'll get what those conventional rules are. I'll tell you right now, all the conventional rules are just conventions because some old men decided they are. And we've all just learned to agree with them. That's what I'll tell you, bit character. Hi, Squiiji, longtime YouTube fan. Didn't realize you could be catching awesomeness on Twitch. Let's go. Oh, thanks. Love the new model. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you can hear me. Thank you for following Topaz and Dave Face Station. Yeah, I'm recently new on Twitch here. I by rule of thirds of the thing, why complementary colors look good, why analog colors look good. Oh, those things are not things that the old men decided. Those are things where a lot of it has to do with, like if you want the real reasons, it has to do with math and psychology usually. That's getting a little more chaotic. Let's play on a is it play on a devastation? Oh, I think you're following Charla Zarla says? Oh, interesting. What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? Katie, what'd you guys do? But I will say it's not the old men for those ones. That's like science and psychology as to why those are rules. They're just things that we've kind of worked out. Tickle the brain, right? Call you Czar? Noted. Thank you. RGB playing Persona 3 Reload. Oh, nice, nice. Oh, Billy, one of my mods who was just here was very into Persona 3. That game has a sick art style, I'll say that. Hope you guys had a nice time. Also, break rules since they don't fit in some art styles. Exactly. Anything that somebody tells you is an art rule is really just an art rule of thumb. A rule of thumb is something that is a suggestion at most. It is something that can be a guideline that can be really helpful depending on what you're doing. But it is by no means the end all be all. You don't have to do it all the time. None of that. Rave Squiiji, yeah. Math, why is it forbidden subject in education for drawing VTuber fan art? Listen, I'm so sorry. The world is built on physics. It's all math. It's all math from here. Been switching between Persona 3 and Hades 2, so it's all awesome art lately. Nice! Those have such good styles. I am planning to do like a walkthrough and explanation of like kind of like the art design behind a bunch of games, just because some of them are really clever in it. I think not enough games these days have clear, distinct, well-planned art direction behind them, and those two are ones that definitely do, and they benefit from it. And I kind of want to walk people through why they work so well, what the strengths are, all the consistency, all those things. We'll see. Maybe someday. Never escape math? No, never. I don't even escape it. I do my critique streams and I have to count to 10 and I struggle with it every time. Never escape. You'd never believe that I have a degree in chemistry also. I promise I'm really good at Calc 3. Where's your portion of sociology degree with statistics? People were whining about all the math. Math's everywhere. You can't escape it. Hades would be great for a review. A lot of people say it's a very hard style to replicate. I mean, granted, I will say I'm good at style replication. I think you just have to break it down to figure out how to replicate it. But the style, if you want to replicate it, is really just, there's a couple really specific things they've done. So I think you could replicate it pretty easily. Not saying we should, but I think it could be done. By art direction, you mean the style or the designs? Both. Art direction refers to like all of those elements coming together. Art direction includes, but is not limited to, character design, UI design, player experience when it comes to menuing, also like any kind of background direction, props, size, the way that the textures are done on any kind of props and objects, animations, all of that falls under art direction. Anything that is a visual falls under that. Nobody said there'd be math. Sorry. Sorry. You gonna mention Hades? Yeah, that's what we're talking about is Hades. Hades nuts, no. Sorry. I got a little brain rot. People were literally like that? Oh, huh. STEM major trying to get back into art? That's fun. I was an art major getting into STEM. That's funny? Okay, thanks. I'm glad you all like my D's nuts joke. You can blame Jubby for this. You can blame Jubby for this. Joey gets me all the time on those kinds of jokes. Unexpected, it just made you giggle. Thanks. Joey gets me constantly with those. So I gotta pass it off somewhere else. No math here, relax. Okay, sorry. We'll clear the math out now. We'll clear the math out, don't worry. We'll get back into our gesture drawing. We're to focus up. Focus up. Math time. Watching so many drawing tutorials, but the way you're explaining feels like you're finally understanding, no joke. Got you. I'm also explaining these things the way that helped best for me because I was not inclined to be good at drawing from the get-go. I needed things explained to me, re-explained to me. I need to practice it again, to a degree that a lot of my peers didn't have to. Call it the neurodivergence, maybe. But I'm glad that my way of explaining helps. I'm also very visual, and weirdly enough, a lot of art classes don't give visual, like, you don't get to watch your teacher draw a lot of the time in classes. They just say, go. They'll tell you the things and you don't get to see it. Jubbiest of the darkroom does seem like the cause of the brain rot. A little bit, a little bit. We love Jubby though. We love Jubby. Jubby makes me funnier, I'll tell you that. I didn't really have much of a sense of humor before I met Jubby. We can thank Jubby for me being sillier. Okay, so gestures. So if you're doing a gesture, real quick, you'll usually want to establish line of action. Give yourself a head, and then you can proportion everything based on it. Where if I'm drawing this real quick, I'm not focusing that hard on accuracy. Just trying to hit the big shapes. That's not a shape for that. And then this kind of is wide there and then kind of arcs back in, foot. You're gonna see that as I do more of them, they'll get more accurate once we do a couple of them. So this arm is kind of in here, it goes up like this, and then that's at the chin level for a hand, and then there's an arm that comes right out here, and then it goes like that. Fine, that's fine as a gesture. So, I'm gonna put us into the other room for this, because I have a split one. Okay, so now I have Senshi stock over here with all of these images that are randomly generated, and it will have a timer that will give me only 15 seconds and then 30 seconds and then like varying amounts of time for it. If you guys want to join me for this, it's kind of fun to do. We used to start, when I teach any amount of figure drawing, we start every class with this, where you do all of this to get warmed up. Almost forgot the streams you're watching anime. That's okay, I appreciate you being here now though. Hi Rusty! Also, welcome in Stevie Bandito. Yeah, visual class, but not a visual teaching style. Yeah, it's so weird how it was. It was always so odd that they would just kind of tell you the technique and then just expect you to do it. At least that's how all of my art teaching was done growing up. The first place there that didn't happen, go figure, I bet you won't be surprised, is that printmaking was the first place where they actually showed us visually how to do every technique. Go figure as to why I'm a printmaker, maybe. Yeah. Line of action question. Drawing something with 1 foot forward, such as swordsman, is line of action through the foot or through the or aft leg. So like, technically if we're drawing a line of action, even for this right here, you could go like this and say, okay, this is the line of action for the front leg, and then the other leg goes like that. So you can do both. You don't have to have just one line. Usually if you're doing, if there's 2 legs, you'll kind of like center it between them. But there's no hard rule of doing a line of action. There's technically a lot of lines of action where like I could go like this, that's a line of action. I can go like that, that's a line of action. That's a line of action. This is a line of action, right? Also works. Thank you for following, Philo. Usually wouldn't draw it with you or show you their work or the progress. Exactly. Which drove me nuts. Which is why I think the YouTube learning generation, where we're all learning to draw from YouTube, that's why I think it was so helpful. How do you gesture? Could you get the site name again? So right now I'm using a Dorcas stock / sketch for it, because all of her images are, here, I'll paste it in the chats for you. All of her images are clothed, and she has very good variety of, because like some of these are her, but she has a really good broad variety of, like body type, gender, among like other things, like good variety and diversity among the people that she has for her samples, which I can't say about a lot of other pose sites. They'll show you muscle man and then exact standard of beauty skinny lady, and that'll be it. And I think that it is extremely lazy to only learn to draw those kinds of bodies. You should learn the skills that you learn to draw bodies should apply to all bodies. You can only draw one body type. You didn't actually learn how to draw. You just learned how to draw that, right? Maybe. Drop by to tell you have a great time no matter what challenge faces you. Thanks, I'm doing my best. I appreciate it. Thank you for the site. Yep. This is my favorite one to use, because they're all closed, I can use it on Twitch if I want to. I can use it in class without having to have any like weird forms fill out. I'm not exposing you guys to anything strange. And also, I don't just like looking at nudity, if I'm being so real with you. That's usually the most uncomfortable part for a lot of people in figure drawing classes, is getting used to drawing nudity. It's totally normal in art, it's very normalized, I'm totally fine with it, it's whatever. But it's not for everybody. We shouldn't have to force everyone to be okay with looking at that in that kind of setting. It can be uncomfortable, so what can you do? Local life drawing classes help provide with diversity of body types. That's also true. I don't live somewhere where that's a thing, sadly. I live in the middle of nowhere. But if you live near a city or somewhere that has that, that's awesome. Like, love drawing muscle man number 5,570, so yeah, whatever, yeah. Exactly. Yes. Hey! Thank you for drawing Tifero. Helpful? Yeah, it is phenomenally helpful. You study gesture by studying well-choreographed fight scenes, currently doing the Matrix trilogy. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna do something like that too. We're gonna actually look at color design in movies one of these days for studying, because movies, a lot of movies do phenomenal color design for their setup of things. But yeah, studying, just taking a screenshot from a movie you're watching and drawing that also works fantastically if you want something like that. Click the button, something changed, not old, but Twitch makes you feel like it. I don't know what you did, sadly. Sadly, ooh, hiccup. Okay. Oh, you are actually, let me put my glasses back on. Or do you want them off? Stupid blue-green filter that was in almost all movies for a while was rough. That's not what I mean. There are some movies that have like genuinely good color design. You know, for maybe some of the things that the recent Star Wars movie lacked, they had good ones. Color theory stream? You can do a color theory stream. Eventually, we're doing, well, I want to do a mixture of like teaching streams. I want to do some drawing streams. I want to do some collab streams. Don't expect gamer content here, probably, as we maybe have determined. I don't really play games unless you're seeing Joby playing a game. So Lingering filter that was in almost all movies, yeah, bad. Not fun. So we're gonna do some gestures. I'm gonna do them. You guys are welcome to also do them if you would like. I'm gonna try and center myself here. Wait, let me change I have a window workspace that actually shows me my limits for drawing, so I don't accidentally draw where you can't see. You have Twitch subscription going for 98 months? Whoa, that's crazy. What, solitaire? Somebody at Drox, was it? Because I mentioned in my first stream that I would play like Tetris or Minesweeper. Maybe. I don't know. If I were to play a game, it'd be like Mother 3 or like Chrono Trigger or something. But that's not really my shtick, right? I don't really know how to do interesting commentary over a game, if I'm being so real with you. I'm a yapper. I don't know if I'd be able to yap very well over that. I don't think I'd get anything done in the game, if I'm being so real. Not that I'm doing a great job getting things done doing this either. Ree, you're not late. You're never late. A Ree arrives precisely when they intend to. This is the hybrid style class, don't worry. Color theory strings, having problems containing info in your brain. Kind of get it, but not there yet. Color theory is tough, I'll tell you that. Color theory is... I'm not as strong at color theory as I am at other things. My strongest category of like, my strongest area of design is definitely line. I have really good economy of line and value, lights and darks. Color is not as strong for me, but I can teach it. I have taught it. I'll teach it again. Thank you for following Samflower EXE. Lots of good art-based games. Chicory's a really good one. Ah, maybe we could do an art-based game. We could do that. Passepartout, maybe? I thought that'd be silly. You can watch me draw. I'll draw. Maybe I'll take like requests from you guys of like little things that you want me to draw and draw them like Passepartout or like one of those kinds of things. Would that be cool? Thank you for following Omen Dragon too. Playing Genshin? Ah, Reed, that was yesterday. Just yap about something random while playing. I am good at that, but I don't know. I don't know if it would be that interesting for me, right? It's not the kind of thing that I tend to do. I don't know. I'm not much of a gamer. I watch people play games. I don't really play a lot myself. Been following on YouTube for a while. First time over here. Oh, thanks for coming over. Gardic phone. You know, I'd love to do a Gardic phone stream. When I play Gardic phone with my friends, they make me play with my mouse. Because I like, and I also agree. I don't want to play on my tablet. It's kind of an unfair advantage, almost. But like, I would love to play. I would love to Gart, with people who would be okay with that. Where's my music? Can my music pause? Is it gonna switch that to that? No, it's not. Good, very good. Okay. A doodle board and have redeemed what you should draw on it. I'm thinking about doing that at some point too. Something like that. Yeah, tablet's an unfair advantage. It's a boost to my skill that's kind of not fair. Said no games. Have you heard of Gris? Oh, I love Gris. I'd probably talk about the art design of Gris too. Gris is beautiful. I have played Gris. Art journey started with a how to draw manga book. Classic. I have a lot of those. They were never helpful to me, sadly, but I own a bunch. Artist Gardic phone? I could. A lot of the people that I talk to, I could get Billy. Billy would do it with me. I have to find some artists to do it. Curiosity, how do you choose who to rate at the end of a stream? I follow a lot of VTubers who I enjoy the content of and who I am familiar with and trust to be a decent experience for you all. I don't raid into random people or people I'm not well familiar with because I don't know what their shtick is, you know? So I tend to also try and pick something that's similar to the category of what we're doing. Usually people who are more chatting or art kind of thing. But it's based on what I have access to. Usually from somebody I'm following, but I follow like 200 people on Twitch, so Lots of options. Understandable? Yeah. I don't want to send you guys off somewhere not knowing what somebody's about, what their deal is. Because I don't want it to seem like I'm endorsing them if there's something that, I don't know, isn't quite phenomenal, right? So, yeah. On that note, do we want to get started on some gestures? I actually gotta put my drawing glove on this so I can move my hand quick. 200? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of really cool people. The vibe's gotta be right. Exactly. So. Oh, you know what I do? I'm so silly. Where's my hand? I didn't give you my hand. Here we go. I spent this whole time with no limb. Where is it? There we go. I have a hand now. Whoops, I forgot. Grace is beautiful. I agree. Grace is very beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer. Yeah, okay, cycling. I need it to cycle. Yeah, cycle. Nope. There we go, okay. Choose duration. Yeah, we'll do 15 seconds first. You guys can watch me do it really fast. No hand, did we notice? Yeah, you guys didn't realize I had nothing coming out of my wrist. That's so crazy. Hand is back, and don't worry. I didn't lose my fingies yet. I didn't get bit off. Thank you for following Open Dragon. Didn't even notice. Handless EG gone, hand EG here, don't worry. EG hand. Okay, so I'm gonna hit go. I'm not gonna do the first one it gives me because I won't have time to get my hand off the mouse and back into the right window. But let's speed run. Let's speed run. Are you all ready? Does anyone who's participating have their pencil and paper or their drawing tablet canvas? Are we ready? Want to do a little croquis? Hello, the model's adorable. Thank you, Freeform. I appreciate it. I'm glad you think so. Plays with my hair. I'm glad you like it. Ready? Ready? Pictures ready? If anybody else, no wait. Okay. All right, I'll give it a second. Mabel, if you're not ready. I'll eat other goldfish. Ready up. Where are we dropping, boys? Does that appeal to you? Does that appeal to the youths? What's going on? We were doing quick gesture drawings for figures. So we're gonna draw whatever is over here on the left. We're gonna have yeah, speedrun figure drawing. This is called gestures or croquis or drawing vignettes. There's a number of things people call them. Look at sketching, thanks. We're gonna do 15 seconds. And we're gonna do a bunch of them for 15 seconds. Then I'll stop it. We'll do some for 30 seconds. And then we'll do some for a minute. And then at the end, we can all do maybe like a long one together if we want to do like a longer drawing to really like try and refine the anatomy of something. And with that longer one we draw, or really any of them, I'm gonna open a channel in the Discord where you can post your like in progresses for it, or if you want to like turn that pose we've drawn into another character or something, you can post it in there and then I'll take a look at them next week. Right? Get more nom-noms? Okay. I'm gonna get started since it seems like most people are doing it. Next video joining us need to practice human figures, only draw dragons. Hey, that's sick. Dragons are challenging. You gonna do it? You got the canvas open, Ree? Okay, we locked in, we ready? We're gonna start not on the first one it gives us, we'll start on the second one. If it gives us something horizontal, I'll skip it. Because it doesn't fill my screen. Or if it gives us something that has really extreme foreshortening or other things, I will probably also skip that. That's like a challenge that I don't know if you all want to partake in right this second, right? Or like multiple people. We'll see. Okay. Ready? 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 We're gonna count down. 3, 2, 1. We hit play. Oh, it kept this one. Okay, well, I wasn't ready. Okay. Oh, this is hard for me because I can't see it. Oh, this is so silly. I have to look up at OBS in order to do this. Oh no, I gotta fix my thing. We're not gonna do that because that's 2 people. Skip that. Holding a stick. Okay, holding a stick. Body is like this. Hip. Oh, this is so funny. I can like watch myself draw at a distance. Get that arm in there. That back is not quite right. Feet, foot, okay. Angel, great. Shoulders, we are kind of going like this. The leg kind of comes out like that. This arm goes like this. The torso is in here, and the arm kind of comes up like this. And that there's a wing, and there's another wing. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Pick one of these. Don't do both of them. Body comes like this, and then comes back over. And the arms kind of shoulder like this, and then arm comes out. Whoop! Oh no! We're gonna skip that because that's 2 people. Do you see how fast this is? Do you see how hard this is? This is really challenging. But it makes you really look. And I'm not doing a great job at this either. So this is like the standard. This comes up in front of the head, and that comes out here, and then we've got a body. And you don't need to keep any of these drawings either. Body done like that. Kind of hard because I'm looking at kind of something small too. Knee, leg, arm goes like this, arm goes like this. Standing. We'll do 2 more of these that are... That head's not in the right spot. Ignore that, that's a different head. Pom-pom, sweet! I've drawn a horrible stick figure! This will be the last one. Okay, leg. Leg up here. This arm comes in front, and this arm comes behind. Toe is up, toe is out. Okay, now we'll give you a little longer. 15 seconds is really fast? Yes. It is a speed run for a reason. Changing speed and high energy music, making your heart race? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll give 30 seconds for a couple now. 15 seconds is really fast? This is true. Thank you for following Hazine V. It is really fast, and that is the point. It's just to get your hand moving, because when it's that fast, you don't care as much. Drawing traditionally, running a space on the page? Yeah, usually. Usually you flip to another one. It's really difficult. Yeah, did you see what I did? Did you see mine? They weren't especially good. Because they don't have to be. Draw the art. Remember doing this 15 sketch or so sketches? Yeah. Every figure drawing class I've ever been in and taught, we do this kind of stuff, because 15 seconds forces you to not care. You just kind of go and let yourself just naturally do the thing. You don't stress about the thing. You just kind of make it happen. Big same, so fun? Yeah. Couldn't see because you're too busy focused on the figure. That's fine. Mine is just here so that you can see what I'm doing if you want a basis for comparison. It's kind of funny because I actually need to rearrange where my windows are right now because I can't see the pose at any scale that is useful to me. I gotta move my windows around. I gotta swap. Usually I put OBS on my center monitor that's like right here, but I gotta put you guys over here now so that way I can actually look at the pose. Did it in school all the time? Yeah, exactly. And often when we were doing it in school, you would have like one person from the class stand and do the poses for them and do something silly. Warm up? Yes. It's warm up for your hands, makes you stop overthinking. We're not gonna care that much. 30 seconds, same deal. We are just trying to warm up our hands, warm up your mind, get everything thinking and kind of firing. And it'll help you do better once you get to actual longer drawings because you're familiarizing yourself. I will say, it is much harder for me to do these digitally than it is traditionally. It's so much easier for me to do these on paper because my proportioning when I do them digitally, I tend to draw the head too big and then screw myself up with my canvas space. Thank you for following a Whizzleblade. Love posing for them in class, did a lot in school. Exactly. They always liked having me do them. I was often a model when I was in school for doing them in class because I have a black belt in Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. And I can hold poses for a long time like those. So I do give them all these like cool like poses from like my forms and stuff that I could hold still for quite a long time. It was really fun. So thank you for following Freeform Art. So you're already having fun? That's good. Okay. Let's do some 30 seconds. So when I hit go, we can start on, we'll do this one. Great way to stop treating practice like precious. Exactly. Actually pretty cool. It is. So the only struggle that I have here is that I won't actually have any of these poses I've done because I'm just clearing my canvas after each one. So it takes me too long to make a new one, but what can you do? Thank you for following Autumn Sebs, and why are we booing me? Hey, I'm right. Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Pencil paper ready? Okay. 3, 2, these are also double the time, so you have to do a lot more this time. 3, 2, 1, go. This is much harder for me doing this, not traditionally. So see how much more I can slow down if you're not drawing? I can kind of feel my way through the pose a little bit more. We get this kind of arm coming in here, this arm's back here, and I always start mine with stick figures more or less. And then arm, and thigh is quite big. Ooh. What? Whoop! Okay. Standing pose, shoulder. Body. Oh, I've made this too small. legs, arms kind of come out like this. And then hips, leg, leg. Her legs are really wide. Oh, we're gonna skip that 'cause that's 2 people. That is too hard to do in that short amount of time. Kind of from the side. Action. Arm shoots back. Torso. Booty. Leg. Leg. And then this leg is out in front. Wow, I'm actually much worse at these doing them digitally than I am doing them traditionally because I can't like feel it properly. Whoa, that's complicated. 2 people, that's crazy. Wow, crazy, this guy's got a gun. His head. Body, he's got a shoulder. Comes down, comes up near his face. Leg. Foot. And then his other knee is kind of disguised back here, but his foot's like in here somewhere. Much better on this one. There we go. Head. Object. There we go. 2 people, we'll skip that. This is kind of a cool, crazy perspective. Let's see if we can do it. Head. Shoulder. Torso. Booty. Leg. I'm not really nailing the perspective here, but that's okay. That's not long enough. Cuts out of there. Arcs back, like that, and then arm in front. We'll do like 2 more of these, perhaps. We'll do this one, and we'll do the next one. Shoulders are up. Hips. Legs are kind of together. Toes are turned in, and then this is like a really crazy foreshortening pose that's gonna be really hard to draw. There's like a sword here. And that arm isn't turned. And then this will be the last one. Cool kind of fan pose here. Shoulders goes this way. Leg goes like that, leg goes like this. And then other arm goes down here like that out. There we go. Good work, fellas. Pose like gun reminds you of somebody praying to respect the fallen. That's fair. I could see that. All right. I've killed you all, your ability to talk to me because everybody's drawing. Thank you for following Anim Sebs. If I didn't thank you already, I might have forgotten. You survived? I'm glad you survived. Have we all survived? Are we all alive still after all that? I actually made new canvases after all of mine, so that way I've saved them all. Look at this disaster. Of all of them on top of each other. 07, survived barely. Huge art block, it feels good. Yeah. Definitely enjoying the next time. It was actually very cool to watch. I'm glad. Yeah. We'll do this again another time. A lot of the universities that I've attended or worked at do this every Friday. They have like an event where they have a model come. They do Figure Fridays. Dead currently, I'm so sorry. Your heart is racing, I'm so sorry. Don't heart race. Gotta relax. It's okay. Oh, wow, hey. Wow, double, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Winter Starlight and Sam Flower. I appreciate the subs. I hope you enjoy your little emotes. Hope you enjoy getting to rotate. Hi, Jack Skellington. Had to delete them, didn't have time to make a new layer. I wasted time making new layers. What can you do? What a coincidence. Yeah, that was really funny that it was like both right at the same time. Kind of silly. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Oh, snack time? I am eating snacks, that's true. Doing traditionally, showing for them all on a paper. That's why when we do them in class, we do them, have you seen the like 2 foot by 3 foot sketchbooks that art students carry? We do them on those and you draw them at like maybe like 5 or 6 inches tall, but then you don't run out of space. I need to make fan art of me as an art boot camp drill instructor. Yeah. You both hit the dodge ads button. Oh yeah, right as it started probably. That's funny. Averaged about 1 of yours for every 3 of yours, not an artist. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. There's no like thing going on there. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sam Flower. Grim got one. Thank you for gifting. If you got gifted, say thank you. Also, we have the sub goal. My gosh, thanks. Thank you, Sam Flower. I appreciate it. I hope they enjoy their emotes. Thank you for water too, Erbo. You're right. You're right. Hype. Enjoy rotating. I'm gonna add a get rotated idiot to me because I like saying that and I think it's funny. Yeah, can we everybody say thank you to Samflower? Sub goal? Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, we've hit it now. You can rotate. Yes, you can. Yes, you can rotate. Get rotated, idiot. I'm making a redeem so that we can get rotated. Next week I'm gonna have a redeem stream where you guys can suggest some things and I can build them. Yeah. Blessings upon you, yes. Thank you, Kaishindes. Samflower the Generous, exactly. In the Shroomdom, we give titles. I'm Lord EG. In the Shroom state. Yeah, enjoy your rotations. Probably benefited from your drawing style, sketching, not drawing. That's true also. You don't have to draw these exactly in the like full realism that I'm aiming for. You can draw these in your anime like level of style if you so wish, where you can say, oh, I'm just gonna know that I'm making the heads bigger. I'm going to know that when I draw things, I always draw the shoulders wider. All of those things. Rotates. There you go, Airbo. All hair. Thank you. Yeah. Me take my sip of water. It can't track this hand right now. I've got the classic like 2-finger drawing glove on and it can't figure out where my hand is unless it sees my thumb. It doesn't know this is a hand. Shroom Lord EG, not like Fire Lord Ozai? No, not at all, not even slightly. I'm very nice. I hope you'll believe me. Lego hands, yeah. No, I'm very benevolent. I'm very kind to the Shroomdom. I teach you guys things. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you free knowledge. This is something that, like, you know, I'm a professor. People pay to take the class where I tell them this, but I am giving it to you for free. Press X to doubt. Hey, when have I ever been unkind? Melon Lord? Melon Lord? Why Melon Lord? I'm not the Lord of Melons. I don't use melons. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, fish cracker. Okay, we'll do a couple of 1-minute ones now. Like maybe like 2 or 3. It's an Avatar reference? I've watched Avatar, I don't remember. No, is it really? I remember I watched Avatar The Last Airbender when I was in middle school and then I watched it again a couple years after. You think you're gonna panic attack? No. It's okay, like you gotta remember to breathe while we're doing this. There's no reason to be stressed about this. Take it at your own pace. You don't gotta push yourself that hard, guys. It's gonna be okay. Democratization of artistic education, exactly. I'm a big supporter of YouTube for that. Thank you for following Miracle05, is that how you'd say your name? Oh, and then the Fire Nation. You know what, I think I do remember that. I get it, I see, Toph. Oh, Toph says it? Who says it? Is it Toph or is it, Aang, you're sorry? I don't know, I feel like I vaguely remember that happening. Was that when he was at the school? I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched it. Toph, okay, confirmation. I haven't seen Avatar in so long. I used to watch it on TV. My family's very into it. Toph is the Melon Lord? Okay, I see. Melon Lord. Oh, okay, I see. You know, Toph was my favorite character, so if you're giving me the same title as her, I'm honored. Hey, which fun fact. I mentioned earlier that I have a black belt in Kung Fu. The reason that I took Northern Shell and Kung Fu, well, the reason I'm small. My parents are like, you're gonna get picked on, you're gonna get wrecked. Learn to defend yourself. And they were like, you can at least pick which martial art you do. And I said, can I please do one of the ones from Avatar? And you know, living in small town USA, there's not really Hung Gar or like Bagua or like, you know, the more specific styles being taught, but Northern Shell and Kung Fu, and the school that I went to there taught Northern Shell and Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and Wushu. Thank you for following, Player Calcium. Can you waterbend if you want? Yeah. So I am a firebender, I guess, by that standard. But I'm a nice firebender. Thank you for level 2 hype train. That's cool. I don't quite know how the hype train stuff works, but it's fun seeing all the pretty little pictures it does. Hi, Marin Gill. Can't stay, just want to say thanks. Of course. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Anything can bend if you try hard enough. That's also true. Permission to share the clip of the melon lord here in chat. I could give you permission, but chat won't. The Moobot won't give you permission. I don't actually know how to work it. I don't know how it works. Wushu super cool. Yeah, Wushu. I was good at the kicking drills for Wushu. Although usually when you see Wushu, it's mostly the arm drills with the oh wow, am I tracking it? I took my glove off. The arm drills where you're hitting the. I'm gone. You launched me. See if my hand tracking is good enough that I can show you. Hello? No, it's not going to. Darn it! Because, oh no, I'm trying so hard. But if I do full body tracking, I'll show you. But Wushu drills are really cool to watch. Just Google Melon Lord avatar. That's true. Let's understand, hype trains are a chance for viewers to earn exclusive emotes and break past records set on the channel. Oh, okay, that's cool. Motivates people to donate. A lot of donors come in. Everyone who joins get exclusive emotes. Oh, can I set the emotes for it, or does it just give you like universal ones? I'm really new to streaming. I don't really know a lot about it. And a lot of the streams I watch are YouTube, so. Or they're ones where like that's not really like a highlight, I guess. But I'm still learning. You guys can figure it out with me. It's Twitch set hype train emotes? Oh, rip. I wish I could give you guys cool ones for it. I feel like that'd be much more exciting, right? If I could give you guys like cool limited time ones, right? What are you gonna do? Oh yeah, I got one. I got an emote for it. What's that mean? Change over time, some of it's fun. Oh, okay. If they're fun, then I guess that's still worth it. Well, that's good then. We'll see. Speaking of Choo Choo Train, yes. Oh, is that one of the ones you got from it? Oh, okay. Firebending is so explosive. You must have a lot of energy. Yeah. Northern Shaolin Kung Fu was a lot about physics more so than strength, and also how you use the distance between you and whoever you're fighting. Lots of kicking. So those were the parts that I liked it. YouTube chat left in the basement. I'm so sorry, YouTube chat. I'm not leaving the basement. I haven't forgotten you, but you know who has forgotten you is John YouTube. He doesn't really give you anything, sadly. What can you do? Hi, Selma. Hello again. Oh, seeing what you got from it? I can't really tell what it is. Is it a train? It looks like a frog to me a little bit. I can't quite tell. On Twitch too, I am. I'm on both. If you do socials, it'll give it to you. So follow me there. Thanks. You're stuck in my basement. I'm so sorry. Starve as you become hungry when you see Pikachu eat ramen? Is that what that is? Is that Pikachu eating ramen? That's cute. John YouTube. That's just the generic name for whoever's in charge of YouTube. Whoever's in charge of YouTube and the streaming end of it doesn't really give a lot of ways for us to interact with the chats there. The fun ways. Thank you for following Chief Kage. Yeah, so. Nah, you're left in the attic, see on top of the screen. Oh yeah, you guys are like up in the rafters. Now for the trains, you can make badges that are awarded for donating certain amounts. I am gonna have those. I do have those. I'm working on those, yes. This is true. I did know about that. Oh, we got multiple talking ones. Let you out of the basement, the fairy bread is attacking you? The fairy bread? What? What is the fairy bread? I don't know what that means. Are you talking about like the Australian like sprinkles on toast? I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm glad we're all enjoying our ones we got from it. You got a little frog and a neck thing. Okay, I see. That's cute. You know what? I get it. They're cute. Sam, are you asking or are you stating? YouTube has above and Twitch is below. Does that mean YouTube is in the walls and Twitch is in the basement? YouTube's in the rafters, yeah, and I guess Twitch is in the basement. Yes, fairy bread is, yes, that. Thank you for following Marin Gill. Time to draw. Oh, I like your speech bubble. That's good. Yeah, I do say time to draw. Right from it, what'd you miss? We were talking about a number of things, actually. I don't actually know what to say. I don't know how to recap you. Stuck on roof dehydrating in the hot summer sun. I'm so sorry. Okay, drawing time. I'm glad you're here. Drawing Drawing time. Okay. 1 minute for these ones. These ones will be decidedly longer. Okay. All right, class. Cooking you in the ceiling? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I would never do that to you. I provided you all with snacks and beverages. Everything is okay. Everything is all right. We ready? We ready? Gallon of water? Okay, yeah, don't... Be calm. Do we want to take a couple deep breaths before we do it? Like, we're good. It's okay. I mean, it makes sense. Twitch is in the basement. You have SHROOMATE, I guess. You guys are growing mushrooms in the basement. Thank you for following Moby1. But the cool kind, the fun kind, not the psychedelic kind, the cute kind. Ready? Pictures ready? Ree's ready? Everybody ready up? Sandflowers ready? Okay. I'll count you in. We're gonna draw this one first, so... No, you're being roasted? No, you're not. No, you're not. No chatters were harmed in making this VOD. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Okay. Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Now I can actually see. Oh, I don't have a layer. I'm wasting time. This is really weird. Shoulders are up here, like this. Down in here, back comes in here. It's hard to try and do this and talk at the same time. I'll tell you that. That's the other thing that's going on here, is I'm being distracted by the fact that I'm yapping while trying to do it. Other knee is higher. It comes out here, and then the arm, that shoulder drops like in here. Wrist comes around. This one splits that distance and then drops around in here. Not quite nailing this, but that's okay. I haven't really gotten the perspective correct, but that's okay. See how much more time it is to have a minute, though? It's so much more. This feels like so much time now, doesn't it? This feels like so long to draw something. Can't draw at the moment? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Do what you can. You can just listen and watch. Doing it often, try and come back another time? I might, if people like it. We can do it more often. You guys can see the difference between how I sketch when I'm trying to be really fast versus when I'm actually taking my time to draw it. His legs aren't long enough. Elvis. Toe turns in. Other hip is out. That might be like a completely wrong angle on this leg. Haha, digital tools. Me waste a bunch of time rotating this leg. Oh, I'm lagging. That's really exciting. This hip comes out and the leg goes straight down. There's a knee in here somewhere. There's a foot. This foot is lower than the other one, and I didn't even draw her arms. Comes forward and up, and then this one is also forward and up. I made her really thick. What can you do? Body's like that, and then hips are tilted, shoulders are like this. This leg comes kind of down and into the center, and this leg kind of comes out and off to the side. And there we go. And then this is kind of like a blocky area here. Big thigh. I don't know how to not just narrate what I'm doing when I'm trying to do this, because the moment I try and start talking about anything else, the drawing gets all kinds of strange. Because see, like, actually, you know what? Maybe it is better, because it's making me not focus on the drawing, it's making me focus on something else, so then I'm not worrying about it as much. I also try and make sure when I'm doing these that I tell myself where the face was on it. There we go. I actually finished this one ahead of time, and that's actually a pretty good one, I'll say that. Well, we're gonna skip that. That's 2 people. Not enough time for that. Oh, more 2 people. What's going on here? There we go. We're getting mostly ones of her, though, so that's not really helping us in the RNG is not helping us in our body diversity quest, but I guess that's how RNG goes, is that we don't have full control over it. And then the legs are kind of straight down under. There we go. This arm comes out to the side here. Got a hand. Yeah, sadly, I can't read the chat while I'm doing it either. We'll do one more after this, because these ones give much more time. And I'm not trying to do as incredibly many of them. Get this prop in here. This leg is coming forward at us, the knee's higher, and then it goes back. So it's lower. This leg comes out and in, and then the knee is higher, knee's up here. Comes in and then feet were kind of on the toes. I made the torso really long. Maybe we'll do this as the last one. Last one. Oh my gosh, this is a really hard one for the last one. Good luck, fellas. I'm not gonna do a good job of this one. This is crazy. This is upside down. This really tests your skills because you can't draw it like you're drawing a human body. This is just like shapes at this point. Oh my gosh, the foreshortening. Yeah, perfect one for the last one we're doing right now. Challenge, challenge. If you guys don't want to do this one, I also don't blame you. This is kind of crazy. You should try, just for the challenge, but this is crazy. There's perspective. There's also, oh, I gotta get his shoulders in here behind him. There's foreshortening, there's perspective. Everything is here right now, and this is intimidating as a result. There's his hand. His other hand is reaching back at us. There's his foot. Another foot goes like, not like that. Oh my gosh. There we go. So that'll be that for those ones. The boss of minute drawing, it was. I didn't do too bad though, right? Right? That's not terrible. I made him really long, but you have those shoes. Oh, that's funny. Couple of couples? Yeah. Are there any games I'm interested in concept-wise? That's a hard question. Oh, thank you for following, Miss Sophie. You did it. Good work, guys. Good work. Take your little break. Let's do a little wrist stretch. We'll do a little wrist stretch and talk for a second. Bet is calling. See ya. Well, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your rest. Last one was hard. Oh yeah, I had a hard time with that one. This is one I would have a hard time doing even if I was drawing it for a long time because it's got everything that's different. Everything that's difficult. You have the torso is foreshortened. Like this torso is completely foreshortened, compacted, as is the head. He's upside down, which really tricks your brains into doing other things. Don't get to stretch. We're gonna stretch. We're gonna do stretch together. You did it? Yeah. Yeah, drink your gallon of water. Don't worry about it. We got it. We got it. We're pros. Yeah, so let's just, you wanna do some wrist stretches with me? Here, I'll come back to being normal size so I can kind of lead you. Do some wrist stretches with me. I'm gonna put myself back where I can see me though to do it. And then we'll do a long one. Thank you for approving. I'm glad you approve of my wrist stretches. So, wrist stretches, do them with me. I gotta scoot my chair back. I usually do them under my desk and you can't see them when I do them, but I'm gonna scoot my chair back. Okay, thank you for approving too, Airbo. There's supposed to be a thing that comes up and says, actually, let me do that right now. I can actually fix that, I think, immediately. I just have to reload the source, I think, and see if it works then. Let's see. Yeah, this one. And then, yeah, look, there it is. Do you see that? There it is. We can't really see it because the contrast isn't good enough. A lot of things in that area. Maybe there's somewhere I can put you where it'll be more legible. Like if I put it like here. Does someone want to approve again so we can see it? Thank you for just a random goober. Hello. That's cool. Yeah. Wait, so you can approve here. Say something, say it again. Can somebody approve again? Just so we can test it. Just approve. Oh, see, there we go. So if I put you against this, we might be able to see it. A little better, right? Yeah, there we go. That works. Now we can see it. Yeah. I figured out why it wasn't working. Thank you for following. Just a random goober. There we go. So now, when you guys approve or disapprove, it should show up. This is what it should have been doing the whole time, but you know what's funny? It was behind the thing here. It was behind the chat. What can you do? I still don't think that's like maybe the best place for it. I might have to change the size. Like maybe like that would be better. We'll see. We can further correct it. You're manifesting bald EG. That's fine. You can manifest bald EG if you want. Okay, wrist stretch. All of the drawing people. All the drawing people messed up your layers. Did I? I don't think I. Oh no, I didn't mess them up. It's just it's white on top of and behind another white thing. There we go. See there, that works. You can see that now. So here. So stretch one. You're gonna take your hand and place it across the knuckles of the back of your other hand. Extend your arm fully. Let's see if it can track it. And press down. And your fingers are gonna stay open. This hand is like this. There we go. We'll track it if I don't do it. Like this. Press down across your knuckles and hold for 30 seconds. So I'll keep talking while we do this. I'm glad you all approve of my stretches and approve of my redeem. Hand is funky. Yeah, it doesn't track it super well. So cool. Love these kinds of YouTuber models. Thanks. I love 3D models because I can do this. I can show you that I'm doing stretches. Other hand. So arm out straight, fingers are all out pointing down. Take your other hand and place it across your knuckles and pull. Gently. Be lazy, not do stretches? No, do stretches. That's an order from your teacher. I don't want you all getting wrist injuries, please. Pretty please? Pretty please? Please, if I ask nicely? Don't get wrist stretches. No, I can't force you, but like if you want carpal tunnel at the age of like 25, be my guest. Thank you for following LightGVT. That runs off the tongue kind of nice, LightGVT. Okay, next one. Opposite. You're gonna face your palm out. It's not gonna track it very well. It actually loses my full body tracking to do this. Arm fully out, fingers pointing down. You're gonna take your other hand and place it across like the meat at the top of your palm, like right before it goes to your fingers. And press down gently, 30 seconds. You've never stretched before? Hey, do your stretches. Bree, you'll think that until you're in a wrist brace for 6 years. Love stretches, usually draw while watching. Yeah, we're doing a stretch break. Maybe I should do a redeem for a wrist stretch break. Favorite art stretches, just gripping your hands and spinning them? We'll do that one too, don't worry. We got that one too. It kind of hurts. That's not good. Be gentle, but also at the same time, if it hurts, it might mean you're really tight, that you should have them. You're 25 and you've not done wrist stretches. Do you have carpal tunnel and not know it? You could. I am in my mid-20s. I don't have carpal tunnel. I have de Quervain's tendinovosis in my thumb, which is why I have to be real careful about the way I draw. Oh, this is so silly. The tracking looks so bad on the other hand. Legs and back and all the pain, but you should stretch those, Ree. You should stretch those. Must be quite a stretch. Yeah. Yes, it is, Selma. Yes. Real? Yeah. Okay. So next, you're gonna make a fist. It'll track this one, okay? My arms are all the way out, even though it seemed like it. Like fully extend your arms out in front of you, make fists, and you're gonna point your fists down. Wow, it tracks this one actually really good. Look at this. It looks like I'm riding a motorcycle. Meow, meow, meow. Gotta go. All right. See you later. See you later, Ree. Thanks for that. Bye. Had carpal tunnel and cubital. If you get surgery for it, take care of yourselves. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get surgery for my veins in my thumb eventually. I've already had 2 cortisone shots for it, and I'm only in my mid-20s. Don't end up like me. I did my stretches. I still got them. Carpal tunnel, unfortunately, is an inevitability for anybody who works with their hands, pretty much. Even if you manage to fend it off and not get it until you're in your like 50s or 40s or 60s or something, you want to push that back as far as you can. If you are an artist, you can almost guarantee that you're going to get it. You're going to get arthritis or carpal tunnel or de Quervain's or cubital or golfer's elbow, or what is it? Golfer elbow, tennis elbow, any of those things you might get, sadly enough. Slide left, slide left, crisscross. Yes, cha-cha real smooth. Next, we're gonna take, we're gonna make a fist and you're gonna put your thumb on the inside. My model's thumbs won't track if they go to the inside because they can't actually see it. You're gonna tuck your thumb in and wrap your fingers around it and gently, do not like, ba-bam, do it. That's how you break things. You're going to extend your arm all the way out and you're going to gently tilt your fists down, and you should feel it pull across the back of your thumb. Unless you learn to paint with your mouth, I highly suggest, I'm ambidextrous as a result of my wrist injury. I learned to be ambidextrous. I highly suggest learning to do tasks with your other hand, your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, if you're drawing with your right hand, it's hard to teach yourself to draw with your left hand. I'll tell you that. It's really hard, but you know it's not as hard as to teach yourself to eat left-handed, or to open doors left-handed, or to brush your teeth left-handed. Anything you can take as stress off of your drawing hand is good. It's for the best. It'll help. So there we go. Just a weird pain in your fingers. They already don't bend much. That's called arthritis, unfortunately. I'm so sorry to hear that. If you flick your wrist while doing that, you will break your thumb ligament. That is true. Don't do it. Wrist is aching now. Doubt that's normal. That's probably because you've never stretched it. You might have done it a little too hard, but don't be gentle about it. But if it's bothering you after you've done the stretches, that probably means you're really extremely tight, and that's probably not good. Left behind? Why left behind? Selma, why are we leaving you behind? Is that a pun I'm not getting? I'm missing it. And then the other one is just rolling your wrists. You just gently roll your wrists a little bit, just to make sure you're getting full range of motion in them. A little bit of rotate. And then we'll do the upper back one as a final one before we start doing like a longer drawing. We'll do like a longer drawing together. We can draw the pose. But for doing, people seem to be getting hurt stretching today. That's not good. Y'all, you have to be gentle. I'll tell you that. You have to be gentle when you're stretching. If it starts to feel painful, do a little bit less. Do a little bit less. Don't push yourself incredibly hard, But unfortunately, a lot of the time, you will feel a little bit of pain after stretching if you haven't before and things are extremely tight, which is also not a good sign. Yeah. Meant to comment earlier, martial arts gang, let's go! Grappling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, and kickboxing. Dang, that's sick. I know mostly Tai Chi, Kung Fu, I know I know Bagua staff forms, and I know a little bit of Wushu, and I know a Tai Chi fan form. I know miscellaneous weapons, but I don't know any, like, I don't know a lot of grappling kind of stuff. Yeah, I would love to learn though. Join a minute, your pen needs to recharge? Yeah, we'll take a minute here. Like wrist stretches because I feel numb afterwards. Ooh, that's also probably not great. Participation stream, it is if you want to participate. Envy, if you want to participate, we're doing stretches right now, but we're also doing just like figure drawing. So we just did all of our little like quick drawings. We're gonna do a longer one now after we finish our stretches. Yeah. So here we'll do our shoulder stretch now. This is for your upper back. V Bamber, got to see you streaming now. Thanks. I'm glad to be streaming also. So we're going to make fists with your hands. We're doing an upper back stretch here. You're gonna put your arms together in front of you. You can kind of see it. My model is kind of tracking it. And you're going to take your fists in that position. It's gonna ruin my face tracking because I'm eclipsing my face. Raise them up above your head. I'm gonna lose tracking, but believe me, they're up above my head. Your fists are like up until you feel a pull. Open them out. Let's see if it gets my tracking back. Out like this. Yep, and then down so that your elbows almost touch your sides. Hello, hands tracking. And then bring them back in together here. Hello, hand, hello. Come on, tracking, work with me here. This works a lot better if I had my full body right now. Up, out, hand, hello, come on. Down, and we're gonna do it like 5 to 10 times. This is a shoulder stretch to make sure you've got shoulder mobility and your back functional. Hi, Doodle Pie. Doodle Pie, I almost said Doodle Pea. Makes your shoulders crunch. Ooh, that probably means you're shrimping. Don't shrimp. Not super great at drawing people because you have simple art style, make mainly furry art. That's fine. You don't have to draw people if you don't want to draw people. But, I mean, honestly, a lot of the things that you learn in doing, like, figure drawing do equate depending on what kind of anthropomorphism you're doing in the furry drawing. Can still be helpful as a basis in some ways, but you're probably still gonna do, if you're gonna do like figure drawing or practice drawing, you're probably gonna draw from animals a lot too. Yeah, all my homies love having a functional back. Yes, stave off the back problems as long as you can. Humans are a clothesline that is being treated like a flagpole. It's not great. Nice stretch, feels good. Yeah, do it a couple times. Also, thank you for following Doodle Pie. Body technically numb all the time. Oh, I mean, I guess that is true. I guess the body is numb all the time unless you're touching something. You don't tend to feel things. Thank you for following Leonie VT. Animals are a hard life model. I mean, that's true, but have you seen all the old... What are you disapproving of? What are you disapproving of? Animals are hard life models, I will say is true, but have you seen all the old footage of people, like, at Disney learning drawing animals? Or like, Billy has shown us, like animation, they'll draw, like, in life, they'll draw frame by frame of, like, an animal moving through poses. Recordings are really good for that. Boo? Gorgon, have I upset you? What's going on here? Human body's a clothesline treated like a flagpole? What? Yeah, your spine. We originally were quadruped. Your spine is meant to suspend weight in, like, a horizontal direction. That's what it's built for. But instead, we're upright, where we're compacting all of our vertebrae together and it's supporting weight in that direction, which it's not built for. That's why it's kind of inevitability that we get back pain, unfortunately. Bit of an uh-oh on your back? Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sideways to upways, yes. Lost your tails too? Yeah, I know. Unfortunate everywhere. Shut your back, crack so loud your mom asked if you okay? Oh no. Oh no. Oof. Minecraft oof noise. There we go, ads over. Okay, so why don't we'll do a long one now. We'll do a long one. We can just draw this one. There's no timer on this one. We'll just do a long one. And then my thought here was that if you want to turn the long one we're doing into a drawing where you've drawn somebody else over it or done something else like that to it, we can post in the Discord and we can look at them next week and have like a little mini showcase and show like, hey, look at that. We had like a cool little like, everybody drew from the same pose, but isn't it so cool how different it is, how everybody interprets it kind of differently. It's all different characters, like, just a fun little showcase, right? Hi, Gimbo. You mean the Roblox Minecraft isn't the oof game? Minecraft, you still make a noise when you get hurt. Ooh. Hurt. So fun. Yeah, I know. I want to do like community showcase kinds of things. So this will probably be the first kind of one like that. We'll probably do a stream maybe next week of going through some of the Discord things people make. So I've gotten some really sick fan art and some really silly memes. And then after that, we could go into looking at some showcasing stuff and just look through the art people have given me, right? That'd be cool. So yeah, thank you for following Mika Boogie. Folks can see your memes. Selma, that meme you posted today of me looking at Tainari, you should put that on Twitter so I can retweet it. I would love that, actually. That's like, it's so incredibly accurate. I thought it was so funny. They might need context of one, maybe. hey, Twitch. They're requesting you make me bald on YouTube. YouTube, I love that you guys don't have a button to press. The button you press is the text button where you type. Back problems ain't no joke. Got diagnosed with bone spurs. Oh no, that's rough. I also have bone spurs. Runs in my family. You guys can't see because it's my real hand, but I have a really big bone spur in the back of my pinky bone. Thank you for bald. Thank you for water also. But I have a really big bone spur in the back of my hand. And I also have one on my skull. They're kind of crazy. They're no joke. Never saw a spine like that. Most people wreck their lower back lifting things so their backs are horizontal and they should be vertical. Yeah, that too. Does it sound good? It's actually not that big of a deal. Mine aren't too bad. Mine just give me like a silly little bump when I make a fist that you can see. What can you do? Bulgy? Yeah, Bulgy's back. Bulgy's basics. Body healthy with glue and popsicle sticks. You and me both, Wordy Dirt. I won't get into it, but I'm also a glue and sticks person. I do my best. I'm gonna zoom out on this canvas so I can actually see how big I'm doing things. Thank you for following, Nantoya. Eating hot fries and you just choked on the powder, it's so spicy. Oh no, I'm so sorry. YouTube and Twitch have diplomatic communications. Yeah, you guys diplomatically communicate via my overlays. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you all. You can communicate like that. Okay. Let's do a long drawing. Let me pull the reference back up for myself. Let's see, I'll move you guys over. And we can just page through here until we find one we like. I don't think I'm gonna do 2 people. That could be funny. Let's see, I'm gonna go through a number of them and we can go back and we find one we like. Need to go again, you'll put the meme on Twitter. Thanks, I appreciate it, Selma. I'll see you later, thank you for stopping by. What are we drawing? We're doing a drawing together. We're gonna do a longer drawing session here. We're gonna pick a pose. Okay, that was epic. Wait, which one? The guy? This one? I love his face, it's so silly. Man with the book, we wanna draw the guy with the book? We can draw the man with the book. Yes, okay. We'll draw the man with the book. Book helm. Yeah, we can turn things into other things. I don't know why he has a book on his head for this pose. But yeah, we can draw a man with a book. This will also, we haven't done a ton of like body diversity drawing or men today. So we'll do this. We'll do book guy. We'll draw book guy. And then you guys can turn book guy into whoever you want later. You approve? Thank you for approving, Selva. Okay, so here we'll draw book guy. I'm gonna take my time with it for perspective. What do you mean for perspective? There's not a ton of perspective to draw for this one. It's not super perspective intensive. There's a little bit of foreshortening, but his face must be the wisest wizard. Yeah, well, oh, the book is for perspective? Maybe. You can draw him doing whatever you want when we do the, if you want to submit yours later. So let me kind of feel this out. So like, head. This guy has really good shapes for his body too, because like I can draw his head as a square into his neck too. Shoulders. We'll get like a nice form. And I'm gonna slow down to draw this one. So you might actually be able to see me doing sighting with my hand as I'm holding my hand up to the computer screen. That's so funny that you can see that. So that's why I'm doing it, is I'm doing sighting so that way I can make sure I'm getting things kind of right. Oh, and you can't fully see it because I still have my drink and my snack here. I did drink and snack. Thank you for drink and snack. Was Airbo who did both, yeah. Funsies? Yeah. Just found yourselves a warrior scholar? Exactly. Warrior scholar. Okay, I didn't center his head properly. So I'll move it over. Boy, do I love digital. And then his face is over here. And his beard kind of makes it hard for me to see where his neck would be. But he's got a beard. His head isn't really tilted. maybe a little bit actually. Arm. There we go. His arm comes down to like maybe mid here, and then his fist is like out here like that. My next drawing lesson that I think I'll do for you guys, which I think would be fun and I think you guys would all hate also, is hands. Sir Wrightington is his name. There you go, we've named him. Digital's easier, you love it. That's true. I will say I'm better at figure drawing traditionally because that's how I learned it. But I'm not too shabby at it this way. It also works. Do a little sighting here. Hands, you're beloved. Exactly. I am my strength that I love to boast about, you know, because I wasn't a very good artist growing up, but the thing that I really focused on to be really good at was hands, because everybody thought that was hard, and I was like, well, I can prove you all wrong. I'm a good artist because I can draw hands. So then you'd get like a thing where I have a terrible face, terrible everything else, but the hands were rendered really immaculately. It's crazy. Hands lesson sounds handy and terrifying. They're hard. How many joints? Yeah, but with hands, you just kind of simplify them. When I go into detail these in, I'll tell you kind of how I do it. Chat loaded? Oh. It loaded. Just found yourselves a word. Yeah. So yeah, we'll do my hands lesson maybe one of these days. So then, okay. That was his tummy. That's not actually his line for that. So I gotta kind of draw his pelvis in here. Pelvis, he's got a leg. His legs are kind of foreshortened. I might have to make him a little bit smaller. And you can also probably tell that I'm cartooning him up a little bit, where like I made his head kind of small because I was doing like character designing shape language. I'll draw a little more accurately maybe. Actually, his head was to scale. We'll see. We can also overlay mine over the drawing at the end. We love a hand dressing, you still can't grasp them. Hee. I'm glad you're holding it up for Selma while Selma's not here. Phase of drawing, lots of hands to flex on AI. Exactly. Oh, hi, Spicy Noobles. Yeah, good puns. Turning book guy into your OC? Yeah, do it. Book guy become OC. Oh wait, that's not the right angle for that leg at all. This leg needs to come down like this. And then his leg goes out like that. His knee's pretty big. And then I can sight and say that, okay, the angle between his elbow and his leg is like that. So I've kind of put the knee in the right place. There we go, gonna hand it to you. Okay. Selma, you've started a revolution here. Selma, who may watch the VOD and hear me say this, has started a pun revolution. Turn hands into ovals. I tend to draw hands as like a this shape. When I'm drawing hands really simple, I draw like left outside of the pinky, side of palm, hands peeking up to the middle finger and then down. Or I'll tend to draw them if I'm drawing them like for just like a quick gesture, I draw them like that. Because that way I can kind of tell which direction the hand is facing, or alternatively, I'll draw them like that and then go like that. Rectangle with a triangle. Depends on what speed you're drawing in, yeah. You try it? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Selma activated all the pun sleeper agents. Yeah. Let's see, we'll give this guy... Here's his leg, and then this kind of goes like that, and then angle. Kind of like that. Oh, I actually kind of had it for that, and then this side slopes in like this. There we go, and then this leg kind of comes out from underneath here. I'm gonna have to touch these legs up a little bit. I'm not sure this is quite right. Shroom? Yeah, shroom. Polygons work well for detailed hands? Yeah. Were the hand tutorially done digitally? Haha, yeah. We'll do mini hand tutorial when I reach the hands for this drawing. Oh wait, this is what's going wrong here. I think this leg I made too long. Hey. Liquefy tool, my beloved. So that I can slide all my proportions around a little bit and make them a little looser, a little more accurate feeling. Because like, yeah, here, wait. His tummy should tuck in a little bit there around his pec. And then come back out. And this comes straight out of the tummy area. There we go. That's gonna be a little more correct, but we'll continue to slide things around a little bit. He's got his back edge of his leg, and that kind of comes like out there and down, and then this kind of comes like that. And then for feet, I'll tend to draw like a line of where like the diagonal line of where the ankles are. But I kind of have a guide. I gotta make this smaller. I always start so large. That way I kind of know where to place the ankles in relationship to each other. I might make all of this a little bit longer though, because I'm not sure that's quite right, but we'll fix it. Glad it's funny you're embarrassed. Liquefy's a lifesaver. It really is. It really is. Reference works well for your OC because he's plus size. There you go. Yeah. There we go. Give him an ankle, and then his foot kind of angles like that, and the other foot kind of angles like this, and then out like that. Toes, and then let me see where his toe line is, like that, maybe. And then angle this foot down along here. So this is the reason I do this little thing where I draw these lines down here for the feet is because if you don't get them on the proper line, your figure won't feel grounded properly a lot of the time. They'll feel like they're kind of like floating because the feet don't make sense in perspective as to where things are located. Yeah. Thank you for following Sharva anime. Oh, I almost said Shiva. Rotate moment? Yeah, rotate moment. Okay, so there's that. Let me get his other arm in here. And you'll see I'm not going to stick fully to the way he's actually posed because, like, it'll be a little bit more dynamic if I give him a little bit more of a bend to his arm here than what he has. Actually, I put that elbow way too far down. Hang on, something's not right here. Let's see. This angle might be too high. I might not have enough space between his shoulder and his hip area. See? Because his elbow should be almost exactly horizontal with the tip of his other elbow, which is going to be like here. And then his hand is like right here. But I've kind of drawn it a little big. There we go. So then arm like that, perhaps. I really like nailed that other arm first try. Don't expect that from me. I'm an iterative drawer in every way, and I have a tendency to have to change things around a lot as I'm drawing. There we go. Pulling a pun rotation duty, yeah. Selma, pass it off to you guys. What song is that? What, my background song? My background song, I'm listening to a playlist of Noiseless World songs. So there's a number of them that are here. And then we'll check if I position my hand right with this staff. Oh, I kind of did. There we go. Staff, I'll move him down. Give him his book. That book is so funny. It needs to be a little bit taller, maybe. And his shoulders, probably a little too wide there. There we go. And then I'm just gonna liquefy tool things around a little bit just to make it feel a little looser. That ankle is out past the shoulder, which it is, but I'm gonna move it out a little further. Loosen the pose up just a little bit, which this is kind of my hack for drawing digitally, is that if you're drawing a pose and it's too stiff, liquefy tool it a little bit, smear it around a little bit in a couple directions, and it'll tend to get a little bit clearer. Something isn't right? What's not right? What do you mean? Everything okay? Let's get his book in here. Again, I'm looking at his face now because I keep having to. Have I really not made his... Maybe his head just needs to be up higher. This doesn't seem like the right distance. There we go. There we go. And these pages are kind of flopped down on the inside. Got the text block here. I love this guy's energy. And always the funny thing to see too is like a lot of the times you can find a lot of on the internet people who have used these as references where you'll see a pose where like there's this very specific swing pose that Adorka Stock did that I always recognize out when I'm just like existing around on the internet when I see it. I'll just see it and be like, oh, there it is. That's the one. There we go. Kind of slide that into a better position. This is Book Wizard. We love Book Wizard in this house. That extends to like right where his shoulder is about. I wonder if I didn't make that wide enough, actually. There we go. As does his face. Yeah, beard does make the neck hard to estimate a little bit. But yeah, so there's my general block out of this pose. If I were to take my time and kind of do like try and do a good job of getting everything in there. And then via the power of digital, I can do like a refinement layer if I want, where I'll turn the layer opacity on this one down. It'll actually make it green. You guys have seen in my art fight drawing streams, when I do my sketches, my first layer of sketch is always in green, and then my second layer is usually in purple if I do them. Or it's just purple if I'm just doing one. I don't know why or when I started using these horrible, horrible eye blistering colors for this. But the theory is that because I'm using colors that are not like fun, that are not great, it makes me less attached to it. So that way I'm more willing to be, to change what I'm doing. So like here now I'm going in for a second pass and I can focus on the curves because I kind of have him felled out. So I can say, okay, his stomach kind of has like a low triangle shape down there. Kind of comes into the center and then this comes up over his leg and then down here like that. Cleaning up some of the shape language that I'm using here, and I'm also going to, this is when like my style comes into it, where I'm going to, like, I tend to make shoulders kind of sharp, cut it in a little bit. That comes over, yeah. You always use a color that fits the character. That makes sense, that makes sense. Use a purple because they don't hurt. I think my purple kind of hurts to look at probably for most people, but it's not too bad at least. Bring this over here and then comes out. There we go. That's why you hurry instead of fussing on details. Yeah, I do it because it makes me not precious. It makes me just not care about it as much. So that doesn't look right. But hey, okay, well I guess I'm not using my pencil anymore. I guess I won't be doing a pencil anymore. I guess I'll be using my pen. Which, I mean, honestly doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I wish I could zoom in on this here so I could really look at his hands, but I can't do that without affecting you guys. But for his hand, like, I'm gonna come in close and kind of try and really work out what's going on here. This isn't long enough. Be longer. But the hands are really just broken down into more shapes, where like I'm drawing kind of like the exterior box of where the fist is. I probably could have drawn them a little better in my previous sketch to get it right. But like this is kind of a relatively serviceable sketch for what this is, and then his thumb comes around the other side here. Kind of peeks in. I made his wrist kind of narrow accidentally. I can slide this around a little bit. There we go. And then that was kind of tucked in, but like down. So like this isn't the best hand on planet Earth, but it is a serviceable hand that will work as enough of a guideline for once I'm going to clean him up to be sure that that's what the hand looks like. Water break! Get a little water. Hi Selma! Memes uploaded to Twitter. Bye again, thank you! Let your butt wizards be epic. Yeah, Selma, don't worry. They're carrying on the memeing in your stead. There we go. This shape isn't quite right for all of these. I kind of got to tuck these behind it, but I'm just giving myself the idea. So I'll be looking forward to seeing all of your book wizard OCs after this. There. So that'll work as a hand. That mostly works as a hand. Oh, I didn't give him enough fingers, actually. That doesn't work as a hand. Why am I missing a finger? What happened? I had the right number of fingers originally. What did I do? That's silly. We'll fix that. Oh no, the AI's gotten to me. The AI is drawing hands without a number of fingers. There we go. Give him the proper number of fingers. We cannot replace you, but you can do your best. What are you gonna replace me? Oh, you're talking to Selma. Have a good day. Thank you, Scapsy. I appreciate it. Let me take a sip of my drink since somebody redeemed. Thank you, John. Oh, who was it that what? Oh, it was Gloob. It wasn't water. It was Gloob. Look, Wizard's gonna be your new gnome. That works. Bright purple from dark background, purple for bright background. That's fair. I will say, it's not good to draw on a white canvas like this, and I don't always do it. But I also wear glasses that have blue light protection in them. Not while I'm streaming, unfortunately, because my face tracking isn't great with that if I do that. There, that's a passable hand, I'll say, for it being a sketch layer. I'm satisfied with this hand. I could fix this hand later if I wanted to draw this guy fully. And then I would also zoom in, because like if I look at it, I can tell that his fingers like wrapping around like that, actually, around in that direction. And then this thumb needs to kind of cut up more a little bit, but that's good enough for now, for my understanding of this pose. I can see it, and then he's kind of got like a heel hand that juts out. I'll make that look better in post. Works well enough for now. You're drawing a medium dark gray. That's probably smart. Like, I should, you know what? Because we're all gonna be healthy, let me switch this to the drawing color, which is, when I draw, I'll usually draw, actually it's a little darker, like somewhere here. Because see how much my purple stands out against this still? There we go. I'm also having a harder time because I'm using my pen. Forbidden to Light almost went back. Editor, you can finish your drawing in post? Yeah. You don't know who to turn this into? Oh, what person to make it? I don't know. Do you have like do you have a character in mind you could turn into? You could just make him into a character like out of your mind though, if you want. You could just like invent a character for him. Which is why I didn't put any clothing on him. I didn't draw his clothes. Because I might, if I were to use this for a purpose, I would probably make this into just like a fun character to use for something. That arm there. The hands are really hard to draw when I can't zoom in on them. Because I can't really see what the fingers are doing very well. So I'm just guessing. Or like I can tell that the pointer is separated a little bit. It's like forward. Thank you for following Else Live. If you do make it white, like sort of paper white, like off-white, yeah, off-white. Oh, I can have my pen back now, yay! This makes it easier. And then the thumb kind of wraps around like up here. That finger's kind of separate, so then the knuckle kind of sits a little bit differently. And it sits back, so I didn't really draw it in the right spot either. Let me move this a little bit. It's gotta be like here-ish. This hand is also foreshortened, which makes it a little bit annoying to draw. And then also the fact that the staff is over the connection point is a little bit annoying for me too. In terms of how I would want to draw this. But like, okay, so this like comes back in here and does like that. And then, oh, we can actually see the top of the fingers. Wow, it is much harder for me to draw a hand when I can't zoom in on the reference. Because I can't actually tell what the fingers are doing. Okay, I can see the tops of them, so I guess it has to be a little bit more like this, I guess. And then this one's lower. Higher, that's higher. Thank you for water. I'll take my sippy of water now. Thanks. Thank you, Erbo. Erbo, you do a good job keeping me hydrated. I appreciate it. I appreciate your services. So there we go. So there's kind of sketched that in. Let's give him a little bit of like a face. I'm not gonna draw his face exactly because I also still can't zoom in. So I can't quite tell what's going on with his face all the way. Nose kind of high. He's got his beard in here. Draw his mouth open. Tongue. Kind of goes up his cheek. That goes around the curve. His face kind of curves out like that, and then back in. He really doesn't have much of a defined like brow bone, and then he's got hair. Oh, because putting this all in now, I can kind of tell that I can kind of tell some of the things I didn't do quite right. I gotta extend this book off the front of his head a little further. His eye angle is like that. Which is like a weird thing when I draw faces, I draw eyebrows before I draw eyes, and I don't do an eye out approach. Usually I'll draw the nose first to kind of position everything. Because it goes right in the center to some degree usually. Oh, welcome in, Else Alive. I'm glad you're here. Make a new character to a book wizard into a bugbear from D&D. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Bugbear works well. Maybe a monk? Yeah. I'll give him like his eye, which is kind of eclipsed by his nose actually. And then another eye, which is actually gonna be a little bit higher up. Can't see him very well, but I'm gonna guess his eyes are kind of like this, and then I'll move his eye. I kind of drew it a little bit, not in the right spot. Gotta zoom in. Oh, but I guess this is a thing to note. Did you guys notice when I was drawing the body how I didn't zoom in? I drew the whole body from being able to see the whole body. That's like an important thing if you're doing digital art to take notice of, is that make sure that you don't zoom in when you're trying to get your proportioning of everything correct, because if you do zoom in at that point, everything exists in relation to each other. Everything's got context. And you can't tell what that context is if you're zoomed in so close to something, right? So we gotta pay attention to what the context is, lest you run into a trouble as a result, right? So there, and that's kind of squared off. Draw that down. Tiny bit of perspective drawing practice in here, drawing this book. Maybe I'll do a perspective drawing lesson one day too. I love drawing backgrounds. When I get art block, I draw terrible things that require like 800% perspective to do them. I draw things that really, really require me to do perspective drawing practice when I'm in art blocks. Like I'll draw cars. This actually needs to be further out in front of him, I think. So I'll draw like cars, or I'll draw like really like complicated architecture. Because when I have art block, the number one thing that I can do that'll break me out of it is breaking the norm of what I would usually do. Here's a monk, let's go. I'm drawing him as he is, kind of, I'm not even using the right color, am I? There we go. As Book Wizard, but I'll give him maybe like some details if I were to finish drawing him to make him more charactered up, you know? But I kind of want to keep him very similar to his base reference, so that way we can see what I used to draw him from, you know? I'm not doing a very good job with this book. Because my underneath drawing for it wasn't great. I drew it kind of quick. There we go. And point that down, and this comes kind of down in here. And then I'm just gonna liquefy it. I know it should be like that more. Line should come down, and then we'll move that part of that arc down. There, that's better. Goofy individual, yeah. I'm glad you guys picked a silly fella to draw. Because this pose also isn't too intense. I think this is a good, like, level of pose for what we're doing today. Is this the right angle for that? No, it's not. I didn't sightline this one, so I got the angle wrong on the book. Whoopsie. There we go. But this is like a good difficulty level, I think, to end this on. Any tips on brush thickness consistency? Like, you usually have thicker lines on the outside and thinner on the inside. When the characters scale differently, like in a background, it's hard to keep the same thickness. So, one of the things that I am a strong proponent for, and this comes from my, like, realism in drawing. Oh, Airbo, you got ad break. Hang on, I'll wait to explain, because I don't know if you can hear me. Airbo, are you still able to hear me right now? I know this one's when it says air break, or ad break, it doesn't actually get all of you, so I don't actually know. I feel like every time somebody asks me a question and I go to answer a question, Twitch hears me and does an ad. It knows. It knows that I need to speak immediately and was like, here, you actually cannot. Yes, but it may do it any second. Oh, okay. Help? I'd cut you off mid-sentence. No! Aw, Samflower, that's so kind of you. Thank you for gifting the sub. Don't worry about ads. That was so nice. Say thank you to Sam, please. There you go. Very kind of you, Sam. Well, here, yeah, absolute legend. Yeah, can we give hearts to Sam, please? Sam's doing some good hard work here. Sam's saving you from the ads. So answering your question, so I guess I can answer your question now. Like tips on brush thickness consistency. Because my basis is from life drawing and from drawing like in a realistic sense, my suggestion for, I've made this too long, that's why. My suggestion for, with you doing brush thickness when you draw, is that draw with brush thickness in relation to usually like 2 to 3 things. And you have to pick which ones you're going to pick. So usually you're going to either pick that you want your brush weight to be, your brush to be reflective of shadow, of weight, which is usually kind of similar, of depth, which is how close something is to you, or of like edge silhouette. So what you're talking about, where you're using smaller brush for the inside of things, you're using the thicker lines to emphasize the silhouette. Then as a result, you can pick usually one more thing before things start to not work together as well, to also pick to emphasize. And I would say that the thing that you're kind of needing for everything to feel like it's working together is a level of probably weight that's being reflected in it too, where if I'm doing line art of something, I've got calligraphic line of one weight, I can show the depth, or I can show how the shadow would sit on it by coming to this underside here, and then if this is contained in something that has a darker line around it, this depth, or this thickness here, could still be thinner than what this external line is here, but it's gonna make it sit better in relationship to these lines because I've made it closer, right? So that's how I would go about doing that. I also tend to use it to show depth to things, where like I will make a thinner line for something that's closer, or thicker lines for things that are closer, and thinner lines for things that are further away, because you know, things are bigger when they're near. This actually isn't, it needs to be like an arc. I'm really screwing up this perspective on this book. What am I doing here? I'll tilt it down a little more. It's not quite right, but I can mess with it more. Then it seems like too high. We'll schmoove. Does that answer the question? Thank you. Yeah. You got another set of ads? What is happening? Twitch is lying to me about when you guys are getting ads or not. Because Moobot will tell me when you guys get ads, and then my Twitch like dashboard will also tell me when I get ads, and it's not telling the truth. It's telling me something else. When very learning to draw, do you recommend copying the reference exactly, making it a little bit different, especially when you still don't know your art style? So if you don't have an art style you're working within, one where you know how you want to stylize things, I would mimic the reference as closely as you can, because you can't go wrong by learning the realism that's associated with it. All that can do is benefit you once you do have your own style. You're not losing anything by learning to draw accurate to life, which is one of the reasons why a lot of teachers push so hard for realism in life drawing. But if you're still, like, don't worry about style. If you're learning to draw, don't worry about style. I know there's a lot of things on the internet about how to develop your style and like how to do all that stuff. Don't worry about it. Your style will develop naturally, and most of the time you do have a style, you just can't see it. You just don't know. You just don't know that you have. A lot of folk like realism. This is true. I like semi-realism. My most comfortable drawing style is not anime. I actually struggle a little bit to draw in an anime style. I'm so steeped in like cartoons as like the thing that I teach that I'm not very good at breaking away from that stylization. But if I were to like, I could show you if I like outline this in like my art style, if I make another layer here and do it in dark things. If my personal art style, that's not my anime style, is all angles pretty much. So like I would draw this kind of like this, and then I do a lot of really big blocks of dark spots. So like, this is how I would do it, but that's on top of the realism. Like semi-realism, not good at it. That's what practice is for. Yeah, like an accent? Oh, I see. Stepped away for a minute, you drew his face, makes him look so chill. I almost see like driving a gondola more than being a staff wielder. Maybe, he seems very friendly. I didn't quite get the silliness in his face that he has in his original, but I'm trying to move kind of quickly with it still. Some realism you're not good at it, you can practice it. You can always practice it. Bye La Loca della Schina. Thank you for coming, I appreciate you being here. Tip you like is that you should study art you like, and that will help you build your style more over time. That's true too. Like my style is very much like, if I'm doing like this, how I would draw it. My style for my fine art is very much referential of artists who draw with a lot of angles. I don't like cubism, I'll tell you that. I'm not into cubism. But what I do like is I like stylization that has a lot of flat darks. I look at graphic novel artists usually, more so than I look at fine artists for my style. Or like, I'm kind of jumping the gun here with doing lining, but like, and then for my line style, I do shading in a way where I kind of make these like jagged shapes to fill in big blocks of area with color to give some form. So like I filled in that area to give him some shape here, and take this around this curve, and probably like shade this area in. I'm not really super referencing this based on what he looks like. I draw in a chiaroscuro style, I would say. I do a lot of really, really strong darks. Yeah. So this is kind of what it looks like when if I were to be drawing over him with the way that I would draw if I were to not be doing an anime style. Oh, I haven't drawn the mouth realistically enough for that to work, really. I'll have to remedy that. There we go, very angular. And I'm also not somebody who's afraid of just fully blocking things in darks and just letting things be suggested, but we're suggesting an eye. For thick lines and flat colors, that's your vibe? Yeah, even in my non like anime or art, like in my printmaking, it's still flat colors for the most part from me. Because I'm a printmaker, most notably. So like I'd probably drop some like big shadows in here under his hair and under the book, his face. Get it down there like that, and then turn that corner in, and then probably like take a line like this, leave like an edge highlight, but then also fill this in so you can tell that that's kind of like the lower end of something. Here, come on, lagging a little, there we go. And then since this is the bottom edge of something, I would definitely thicken that in more. So like, you can see how this is starting to look like a style probably, where it's got a little bit of distinction from it that's not pure, just like realism. And this was something that, you know, just slowly developed from the way that I like things looking. I like things being very graphic. I like dark colors. I like contrast. So that's how I would do things. Your internet went out? Oh no, well, welcome back though. I'm glad you're back. You have Jet Set Radio? Really? Interesting, interesting. Granted, I haven't drawn this guy to the degree of like realism that most of my work probably is subscribing to. He's still a little more cartoony than when I usually use this style. But, oh, our music is gone. What happened? And then I'll use like dark colors to push and pull the depth, where I can push things back by making it dark. Like inside here. I can pull his hair forward to be more important a little bit because it's framed by some of these darker colors that are in there. Yeah, oh, music, hello. Music, where'd we go? Looks cool, thanks. So maybe I'll finish drawing this, like, do like the render and the line art for you guys. Once I'm not on stream, but I'll probably just do like the rest of this purple sketch on stream because I wasn't intending to have an insanely long stream for today, just to give you like the basic teaching things there. So I taught the figure lesson. I achieved what I came here to do today. So we can hang out for a little longer while I finish sketching in his limbs and all of that, but while I finish refining him a little bit more. So he's kind of got like, this comes kind of out and in and out for his knee. And it kind of sinks back in. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Thanks. I want to draw more cool looking art, like really pretty, but usually tends to look cute. The other thing is that, like, you know, I'm not safe from wanting my style to look like the style of others either. Where, do I have a defined art style? Yeah. Do I want my style to look like others? Also, yes. I would love to learn how to draw in like a horror art style. I would love to figure that out. And the best way of doing it is kind of breaking down what their styles look like. There's a lot of really good YouTube channels that do that, and they'll have like videos that are like, what I learned from this person's style that made drawing with colors so much easier. And those videos are honestly quite good for that, because sometimes they're a little silly about it, and sometimes they copy a little too closely. But they're good for pointing out kind of what the hallmarks are of how people handle different like elements of style. Right? Has he been wearing a vendor shirt the whole time? Apparently. I didn't notice that either. Everything turns out cute easily with you. That's funny. I'm not good at drawing things that look cute all the time. I actually have a hard time with it. Where I am so used to drawing things realistically that sometimes things look a little uncanny or creepy when I draw them, but not kind of in like the horror way that I wish. Horror art? Yeah, power, yeah. I want to draw horror art. Oh, this foot has to hit a really strong angle. I don't like horror though, which is the other funny part about that is I don't like scary things, but boy do I wish I could draw in like a like scarier art style. And if you've seen my graphic novel, the start of it, that's kind of the start of me trying to learn it, is that. I gotta give myself like planes for this foot so I can see what's happening. His toe being rotated like that is really strange for my brain. His ankle's a little too big too. What can you do? Need to check it out? Yeah. Here, we'll give him another leg. Pay attention to how like the meat of his leg kind of comes out over. And his knee is like in here. And then this kind of comes down in here. In front. Snack time. Oh, thanks for snacks. It didn't play the noise. What happened? You kind of know how to draw gore, but it doesn't look very good. See, yeah, that's the struggle I have, is that I know how to draw it, but it doesn't look scary enough for me. Like, I know with gore, it's usually about discomforting shape and about contrast, but I haven't quite nailed how I want to execute it yet. Like, I can do it if I'm one-to-one mimicking how somebody else has done it, but I haven't figured out a way to make it my own yet, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? There we go, there's his foot. Thank you, Elsa Live, for snacks, though. I'll eat. Oh, I ran out of fish crackers sitting here. I had a pile of them here I was pulling from. Yeah, this is a pretty decent, serviceable fellow I've drawn here. Look at that. That's a pretty good pose. That's pretty accurate pose, I'll say. And then we can do the silly check where I'll copy this image and paste it, and we can see how far off I am. Which, this is never a bad thing to do. If you want to compare yours to something else, you can always do this and check. Where we can see, like, if I see the scaling here, I actually didn't make his leg long enough. That leg's the right length. I kind of nailed his one arm, but I didn't make his body wide enough or that hand low enough. So you can kind of compare and see what I've done and see that I was close. A lot of things are kind of right, but I gotta do a couple of modifications to make him more accurate if I want to, if that's what the goal is for truer accuracy. Where, like, hang on, what were the things I needed to fix? Whoops. Move him back in here. What were the things that were off? His other legs. Front leg longer, knee lower, hand more out to the side. Okay. We're like, yeah, so this needs to come down there. This whole leg needed to be longer. Whoops, I kind of screwed up the way I do that foot by doing that. There we go. I think this was actually a little bit too off to the side based on that. There we go. This hand was like more out here and down. Make him a little wider like that. And then this was a little bit more out here. Yeah, we can always just tune things up. Tune it up just a little bit. You never actually thought of that? You're gonna do that to see? Yeah, you can, that's checking your work. This is me checking my work. So I can move him back in and say, did I do a better job at making that accurate now? A little bit. I could drop the knee a little bit more. But then again, at the same time, some of the things I did are just style things. I totally missed the angle on this leg, though. Like, completely missed the angle on that leg. Oh, man. I didn't angle this leg in at all. That's funny. Let me fix this leg. Because that'll help make the weight feel better. If I tilt his leg in a little bit, his arm is still not quite right. And his elbow shouldn't bend that much, but his hand should be further out. And then this hand I also made just like too big. Yeah. So, here is Book Guy by my rendition. I guess I could make this leg. This leg needs to be bigger. And notice, I could do this while having it turned on and adjust him over it as needed. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to adjust him manually and then check and say, okay, I could make him closer by doing XYZ thing, and then I'll try it. I'll do it myself. Because otherwise, if you're doing it directly over it, making these changes, that is very close to just tracing, unfortunately. So I'm actually gonna erase this out of here so that I can retry. This arm, I just didn't position correctly. There we go, and I don't think I have his elbow at the right height. But, yeah. So this could connect lower and further back. Might be better off redrawing some of the things that I goofed up. But, you know, not too bad. I was relatively close. See you later for the final time. Bye, Selma. Learning so much? Yeah, I'm glad. Love making cute characters into horror. Did to Kirby the other day. Oh man, that's spooky. I love kind of seeing that. Thank you, Nerve of the Screen, for following also. Sorry I missed you for a second there. Just kind of focused up on drawing. But this might be where I leave us for today. We've done 3 hours. I was intending for 2, but three's also fine. Thank you for the water. Here, we'll come back and hang out. If you guys finish your drawings, actually, I'll come back to the chatting room. There we go. I'll come back to the chatting room and I'm going to make the channel for it, and there'll be a thread that you get to post under for it. So this is the homework stream. This is the homework text chat. There we go. Forum, we'll create that there. So this should be in media now. We've got a homework one, and I'll make a little thread for it that is figure drawing. And what is today's date? Today is the 26th. There we go. Animation's cool. Thanks. I'm glad. I made it myself. I'm not a big animator, but I do know some animation. So here, there is a figure drawing post that is in that channel now. Our book wizard guy. You drew him, you can see him here. There we go, and then I'll copy and paste his image in too, so that way you guys can have the reference also. If you wanted to keep drawing him. And then I'll stick our source, which is a Dorka stock here too. In there. There we go. There we go, and we will look at them on stream next week. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Can I get a litmus test here of do it work? Does it work? You're way off? Oh no, that's okay. You can always modify it. Pretty happy with yours? Yay! All of them are majestic? Yeah, I'm sure everybody did a phenomenal job. I'm sure everybody did great, but go do a test real quick in the Discord. See if my eyes did the channel right, if it's live for you. Sometimes it's a little bit silly. Sometimes a little silly. I appreciate it because like Skyrime and Zephyr and Sky and Baroque and a couple others tend to give me suggestions of things that's working. Nice, okay. Doesn't always work. Oh, those are so cute. You guys like really cartoonified him up. You guys made him very different than I made him. That's so fun to see. Oh my gosh, okay. I'll post mine once I finish it, but I'm not gonna finish mine right now today. Oh my gosh, I love these. He's holding a pencil. Okay, I'm not gonna show them because I'm gonna show them. I'm not gonna look at them because I'm gonna look at them when I show them the next time. I'll post mine in there once I finish him. I'm not thrilled with where I have him. I might do 2 of him. I might draw him in my, I'll finish lining him in my, like, printmaking style, and then also in my, like, Squiiji draws for VTuber thing style. Need to post yours? Yeah, go for it. Post them before, I'll release my schedule on Sunday. It'll be, like, mid to end of next week, probably, if you want to post it, or if you want to keep drawing yours, or keep working on it. Yeah! But I hope this was in some way educational to you. I hope that this was helpful in, you know, figuring out a little bit more figure drawing for yourself, becoming a little more comfortable with it. A couple of techniques before. It was fun. I'm glad. I'm kind of hoping that like the way I can structure my weeks is that Monday is critique day, Tuesday or Thursday is like either our like talking about design and other things, or doing a collab day, and then Friday is a teaching day. That's generally how we're going to structure things, hopefully, because it seems like most people are still able to attend this early, and then we can also let our lovely European time zone fellas come hang out too. So yeah, Can't wait to hang out for next time. Thanks. Thank you for breaking your art block. Of course. Oh, look, see, there's the approval one for over here. It's up there. I'm glad I could help you break your art block. It's good to kind of do these things too for that, because it helps you break yourself out of kind of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like out of the structure of what you were doing, kind of out of your system. Variety is a spice of life. It breaks you out of whatever you were doing, the same thing over and over again. Doing something new always helps with art block. So, yeah. Graduated into art in spring, didn't get in your dream school this year. Nice to get some education. Of course, I'm sorry to hear you didn't get in your dream school, but I will tell you, if you're trying to get into an art school, Lavender Town talks about art schools a lot. I will highly suggest not going to one. I went to public school. I went to public colleges, and I turned out great. I don't think you need to go to art school. All it is a fancy name. You can go to like your state universities, wherever you have, and a lot of them have very good serviceable art programs. I went to undergrad at a state school, and I went to grad school at a state school, and they were great. So, yeah, they work. But good luck. I'm glad I could help you with that. I'm glad we could draw together today. I can't wait to take a look next week at all the stuff you guys sent in there, and I'll send mine so you can look at it. I'm probably gonna modify him a bit, just like loosen him up. I was going for like accuracy with it. You just want some free ceramic kilns and a studio space to do art. Hey, I went to state school in I went to state schools, and 2 of them both had that. I almost told you what school I went to. That's not good. I shouldn't do that. Not that that really changes anything. I don't live there anymore, but I went to state schools, and they had those things. And the teachers were phenomenal. I still email them. They're great. It's worth it. But, yeah, on that note, thank you all for stopping by. I can't wait to see what you guys all did, and I hope this was like helpful in some way. Not me doing my YouTube outro, but if there's other things you guys want to do, like if you want to learn specific skills that I can help guide you through, I can set up like kind of lesson plans for those for Fridays. I'm thinking doing hands will be good. We're thinking doing some color things will be good. Yeah, we'll see. So on that note, we're gonna say goodbye to YouTube, because I actually can't get YouTube raids to work. They just don't work. I do all the things they're supposed to do, and it doesn't send, sadly. So, bye YouTube! Bye YouTube! They might be in an ad right now, actually, so I'll wait a second for it. Want to learn about 3D VTuber stuff? I might do a work stream for voxel VTuber modeling. Oh, you guys can hear me? Okay. Bye YouTube! Bye-bye! Wait, Twitch is saying goodbye to you too. There we go. Bye-bye, YouTube.